As always, folks, a huge shout out to all of our supporters over at patreon.com/878survivorfm. Your support means the world to me. It helps me keep this show going each and every week. All of our $5 supporters, our production managers, Florida, Big Dog, Shane Murphy, Tank Dazza, Hawks Hammer, thank you so much. Our $25 supporters, Jake Snow and Red Freedom, thank you guys so much. Our YouTube members, Kenny Baker, King Alobar, Cinnamon, Tuxness, and Muddy Tracklinks. All of you are legends who help the show go on each and every week. Thank you all for your support, even by just watching or listening each week to the podcast, and we hope you enjoy this week's show. Always, I do like to shout out the rest of the team behind the show as well, folks. So a big shout out to all of the team. Myself, obviously, Boydie, my mate Marks, good old lad. You are a Twitch streamer, buddy. Archie. Foxy. DanceofJesus. Jacob Mango. Sorry to see you leaving, mate. Daone. And Spud from DayZ Down Under. Links are in the description. Please go check them out and support them any way you can, folks. All the best and enjoy the show. And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome to episode 96 of the DayZ podcast. We are joined by a full cast tonight, folks. We've got Archie, we've got Lad, we've got Marks. What the fuck is going on? Why is everyone here? I can tell you why everyone's here. Because we
were concerned for your mental health, boy.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I appreciate it. I was so fucking down. But, you know, I'm going to go off track a bit here. Honest to God, I was, you know, I let shit get to me. And the guy who we've got on as a guest this week, that's CamCantRun. If anyone follows him on Twitter, oh my fucking God, mate. You know, well, what I was getting upset about is so fucking trivial compared to what this guy has been through these last, fucking how long. Cam is one
You're diving into it.
Cam, you are one of the ultimate fucking nice guys where I don't know how the fuck you stay so positive, mate. You're one of the most positive people I've ever known. And I don't know how you do it, buddy.
Do my best. That's how, bro. Nothing but it.
The chessboards, mate.
Yeah.
The chessboards. What? You've got to tell me the story behind that. It was the most random fucking tweet. Archie, I don't know whether you follow Cam on Twitter, but his car got broken into and they stole a bag which had 30 chess piece sets that he had for kids. What is the background story of that?
My job. I manage a chess company and I teach kids chess. Is my camera working, by the way? This shit's
not on our end. No.
Okay. I teach chess to kiddos. Let me try and get that fixed for you guys. I teach chess to kiddos. I manage a chess company and someone broke into. I just got a new car. They broke into my shit.
Are you in a major city?
Yeah, I live in San Diego.
Oof.
It was like an army of vagabonds that were across the way, so yeah.
When I was in the submarine service, I stayed out there for a while. You have my condolences, sir.
Point Loma, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I worked there as well. But they stole a bunch of shit. It's not the best, but that shit does not change that I have to do my best throughout the day, so I was definitely frustrated at the moment. I fucking went down to where I know the homeless people stay. I was like, someone has my chessboards here. And I was like walking around stomping my chest, like pushing my chest out. But it's one individual amidst an army of people in the world. They're all doing their own shit and struggling with their own stuff. So it's like, what can I do? Fucking go to the class, get some different chessboards, and smile.
What's he gonna get out of chessboards though? Like he just snatched the bag and ran. And
dude, that's what I'm saying. So I was kind of like hoping at 6:30 in the morning the next day. I would see some homeless people playing chess on the sidewalk. I'd be like, hey, bro, like I respect that you want to perfect the craft of chess, but this isn't the way.
Hey, guys, I didn't get any heroin, but we can improve our logic skills.
Yeah.
If it works, doesn't it?
Oh my god, that it's just the most random fucking crime. Yeah, just they break into your car, they don't steal the car, they steal chess boards and pieces.
Yeah, dude, and I had like at least like 3 ounces of crack cocaine like in the passenger seat, and they just left all that and went straight for the bag, bro. Maybe they thought there was more in the bag than
my dear lord.
I'm trying to work the camera out. Dude, no, I don't.
What you need to do is deactivate the camera in whatever streaming software you use, and then open it in here. I had the same problem myself because I use the webcam sometimes when I'm streaming. But you've got to make sure that it's not actually turned on in streaming software.
Gotcha.
Because I do want to see your beautiful face, mate, because you and I, we go back a long fucking time, Cam. What year was it that we did the spotlight on CamCantRun? 2018? 2019?
Many moons have passed.
Many moons, yeah, man. I think I've known you longer than I've known everyone else in here. And yeah, over all of those years, mate, you've just remained. Yeah, you remind me of another guy I know, S.King. For those who don't know, S. He's the guy who wrote Moselina for Mr. Blackout. An amazingly talented individual, and also, again, one of the most positive people I know. And I'm always stunned at people like you and him, mate, because how you maintain that positivity when. Yeah, when things like this happen, and you still, I can see you were frustrated, but you still, whenever you on Twitter, mate, you're generally always positive and always. I don't know how you do it. What's your secret? Oh, hang about, you've already said your secret: 3 ounces of crack cocaine.
No, when you're in the fire long enough, brother, the flames become normal.
Amen. Especially when you're smoking crack.
Dude, this guy gets it. But if you're burning long enough, bro, a little bit of sizzle, you're going to be like, all right, this shit sucks. But my tears do not change the circumstance. I'm going to work out this camera 1 second.
No,
I'm going to do it right now.
Most times you need, bud.
I think Cam might be the most Californian person I've ever met in my life.
I've never been out of here, bro. This is all I know.
Thank you, Bacon, for the follow. But yeah, no, Cam is, honest to God, one of the he's an absolute legend. I love watching. Hey, there we go. Does that reinform your impression of him being Californian there, Archie?
I think they didn't know that was the person they stole from because he fit right in the vagabond cap. That's what happened.
Fucking hell, man.
Well played.
No, he's got all his teeth. He's got good teeth.
Oh, dude. Moderately good teeth. There we go. The webcam is on.
What are you saying about teeth?
Well, I thought you had. Wait, what happened last weekend? I thought you had your plug put in.
I had the post put in so that in about 2 months' time they're going to be able to attach the new tooth to it. I don't know how it works.
Can you whistle through it?
No.
You're getting a bridge, brother?
Just a fake tooth. It's been a long fucking journey, mate. I think I broke it in like November 2020.
It was sometime around that.
Yeah, and all this time, it's just lucky I'm not a vain man, mate. Because fuck me. I'm
Makes
grateful.
You look Australian.
The Department of Veterans Affairs is covering all of it for me. But fuck me, swinging they can drag their fucking heels.
Well, they do it here too, bro.
Yeah.
What happens when it's brother? They gotta get you. They gotta get that super long line.
Yeah.
You give out free, dude. The line fucking goes for miles.
So what have you been up to, Cam? I was so happy with you took a break there for a while. You kind of went dark and you weren't really doing any content, and you've just come back with a vengeance, mate. And I love the positivity.
Yeah, brother. I realized I was balding at a rapid pace, and I had to do something now. I had to act now. There was no time to waste. But no, oddly enough, you're talking about like dental procedures. I had a huge surgery done to my like upper jaw, and I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk at all for
Really?
like 6 months. I was really difficult to talk, and then even when I started talking, I had to like rehabilitate like the way that I form words. And to be honest, like I really like singing. That's my niche, you know? And I was depressed as fuck. And I was with my partner at the time, and I was just like, I'm just going to focus on this partnership that I'm building with this person, and kind of put this other thing on the side. And it was right after, I don't know if you guys know CoCarnage, but I randomly ran into CoCarnage, who's a really big streamer, really like, you think I'm positive, bro. Ran into this guy in game, and like he hosted me, and like weeks after I got the surgery done, so I had to like kind of cut off streaming, which is unfortunate. But like oddly enough, a lot of the people that are in my community now are from that event, you know. But yeah, I took a long break. Then COVID struck up. I was sitting there. I was like sitting on my ass. Like, what am I gonna do? I lost my chess job, which is the gig that they stole from me about, and I was like, I was working at a grocery store over here, and my mindset was like, I've built this community of people, whether or not they're sparsed out nowadays. Like, I've spent all this energy promoting this thing that I get to kind of like navigate what kind of energy comes from it. And I thought to myself, what the fuck am I doing working for anybody else but myself? Granted, I'm not working for myself, I'm working for Amazon. But like, kind of like, I get to leave the path how I choose. I get to impact people how I want, as opposed to the grocery store kind of like just throwing away a bunch of food when there's homeless people stealing from my fucking car. It's like there were these notions that like morally I couldn't get in line with. And I was like, dude, fuck that. And the chess job came back right afterwards, and I was like, what's going on? There was all these wavelengths popping off.
What is the chess job? It's such an unusual job.
Fuck, you're telling me, bro. It's like same notion. Like, am I going to put energy into something? Like, I worked in like 9 to 5, if you will, at a big grocery store here called Vaughn's. Where are you guys from first? Archie, where are you from?
Born and raised up in Nashville. Joined the service. I lived all over the world and all over the country. I do know what Bonds is. It's like West Coast exclusively, kind of like. Yeah, I can't remember the other one. Anderson's. I think they went out of business. Albertsons. That's it. Yeah, they got bought by Safeway, right, or whatever. But yeah,
yes,
that's those nice grocery stores that I miss that we don't have down here in the asshole of America, aka Florida. But I was in Seattle for 5 years, so I was West Coast.
Actually, we should quickly do a bit of a explanation, because like Archie said, you know, Cam said, he doesn't really know all of you guys. So Archie is, he just said a bit about him, and he makes some of the best guides to DayZ on YouTube. With
much better than Mark's. Much better.
No, they kind of do different content. Archie does more about how to play DayZ, and his style is fucking hilarious. If you've got a sense of humor, his videos are fucking amazing. Lad,
unlike Mark's.
I see what kind of relationship dynamics we got going here.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
They love each other.
Oh, dude, I'm subscribed to your channel. Yes, I've watched your content before as well. Dude, I've probably watched everyone here.
You should check me out on Chatterbait. I'm live right after this.
Oh.
Lad, do you want to tell Cam about yourself, what you do?
I mean, yeah, you're not fucking wrong, to be fair. Whew. No, but I don't. I'm not a streamer or anything like that. I make mods for DayZ, so I'm kind of like the person, you know, every time like modding related comes up with something with an update, I'm like the guy, I guess you could say. I'm the newest co-host to the platform. And yeah, I mean, there's not much really to talk about myself. I'm British, make mods. That's it.
Hell yeah.
That's all I got.
I make update videos for DayZ. I cover everything DayZ kind of related. I do gameplay ones as well. I'm from Ireland, and that's pretty much it.
You'll recognize his thumbnails.
The greatest thumbnails you will see on all of YouTube. It's true.
Oh, the classic hands out. Is that what we're getting out?
Yeah.
Bison's impossible to find.
It literally was.
Literally.
And the funny part is, I played 1.16 for the first time yesterday, and the first weapon I found was a Bison and about 4 mags for it. And I was like, that Marks guy's full of shit.
Playing for a month, haven't even fucking set eyes on the thing.
Oh, really? I just got one yesterday too. What the hell?
You got to get off the coast, Marks. I know you like the saltwater air, but...
Yeah, I need to try and do that.
Or maybe try Livonia without dying.
So yeah, the chess job. Tell us about this chess job.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so a long time ago, I was living in Long Beach, which is north of where I am. Doesn't make much sense to some of you, but I was like north of where I'm at. And my mom got hurt, and I moved down to San Diego, and I started like helping her. And then eventually, she was like fully paralyzed, so I was like, I didn't want to leave the house, and I found this chess job, and essentially it was like I could leave for an hour, teach a class of students, and then come home. And I could make like good money in a short period of time, as opposed to working like 8 hours. It allowed me to like pursue my music and kind of do these other endeavors that I had present at the time. And I was taking care of her, and eventually the guy that was my boss was like, hey, I'm done with the company. I'm going to let you manage it. And so now I send instructors to different schools, and we teach from kindergarten to 8th grade. We teach kids chess.
Would you say you're a good player of chess, or?
Bro, how high is the ceiling over here, brother? The ceiling is fucking high. A good chess player, like that phrase, bro, is almost like the most daunting thing to someone that understands how good like a high level chess player is. So I say it very lightly. Like if someone's egotistical about chess, I will probably fuck them up. But if someone is a good player at chess, they will probably fuck me up. Like the ceiling is so high. It's like, Boydie, do you think you would do a great job versus Sour Sweet or Shroud in a DayZ contest of shooting?
Fuck no. They would.
Very similar. But if you came across someone who's new, bro, you'd probably fuck them up, right? That's me and
It
chess
is Spidey, so I don't know.
I got it.
You're quickly picking up on the dynamic here. We absolutely rip into each other here. But yeah, Archie does a fantastic Marks impersonation as well. He even has the glasses for it. It was fucking hilarious the first time we ever saw it.
Oh my god, that was fucking
I need to start keeping those in here. You know what I was going to do when we started today? I was going to steal his logo and change my nickname in chat so that we would both be Marks.
Now, Cam, yeah. I need to interrupt here. But as Mondian says what he just said in my chat, glad to see Cam on the show. That guy always had an incredible and very special vibe, him and his videos. Your videos were what attracted me to you. You're one of those great orators of a journey in DayZ. And yeah, I think you were in my video I did years ago, the top 10 most underrated DayZ content creators. I loved the vibe that your videos have, mate. When you have a journey, it's something that you just enjoy listening to. You've just got this, this such a positive outlook on life, which is, people like you are always great to have around. But to incorporate that into a game that is about death and is about, the apocalypse and all the rest of it. And I loved watching your videos, mate. You haven't done a lot lately, though.
Yeah, bro. Fucking what is time, my guy? Something I ain't got, you know what I mean? The people here that edit videos know shit takes time, boy. Infinite amounts of time, brothers.
Yeah. I've been working on the same video for 2 weeks, and I might get the voiceover done today. Like,
bro, exactly. When is the window to get it? Like, you get a window, you do it, you're like, fuck, my voice doesn't sound good right now. Let's try to like. There's all these dynamics to like actually finishing a project, but I am working on like a DayZ movie, like a cinematic movie that I finished like the first chapter to that I feel really good about. That's going to be like a grand scheme, like 3 or 4 chapter like piece that I've written out like a story to and all this. And that kind of monopolized a lot of my time. But honestly, I just got dumped, guys, from a really healthy relationship. So my time is like specifically organized towards like just thinking positively and like just bettering myself all the time. So like as far as my DayZ products, as far as videos, I've really been streaming a lot. So I just kind of pushed it to the side and said especially when I moved to my new spot, because I'm like literally in the same place, this fucking tomb over here, guys. Once this changes, I'll at least have a clean mind and be able to focus on more things like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, man. Gotta focus on yourself. Keep yourself positive and just keep fucking plodding on.
Oh yeah,
brother. About it.
Good thing
no
about
other way.
is now you have no distractions.
Dude, first thing is I was like, I'm gonna start doing weekly DayZ events again. So I just started like there's a lot of new people in my community. I think that's something that is drawn to me for whatever reason, and because I never say no to a question. It's like, you may not know something I know just because of experience that I've had that you haven't had yet. So I have like events that are specifically designated for people that aren't super PvP masters, and I'll like put them in these circumstances so they can get comfortable within the throes of the struggle that is DayZ that we all know.
Let us know every time you're doing one. You're in the podcast Discord now. We try to shout out all of this sort of stuff. Like the last weekend's event, the Queens of the Castle, was one of the best events I've ever seen. I didn't get to see it live, but Archie watched most of it. I think Lad and Marks watched bits of it as well. I woke up and, bloody Australia, we've got the worst fucking time zone for the rest of bloody you people. But it was absolutely fucking gold. And there needs to be more events done. And you don't need to, do an all singing, all dancing thing. You look at that, they got a couple of good people to spectate it. And just invited a whole bunch of decent people, but it doesn't need to be content creators. Like you said, you have these little events for your community. I've done them before for the Pipsy servers I play on and DayZ Down Under. One of my favourite ones was either a treasure hunt where I would find a barrel and I'd stash it somewhere and I'd put a prize attached to it and just try and find it and give them some random clues, or a manhunt where you'd get the likes of Vigilante Gamer, or I even had Ben Fruit do one with me. And
Vigilante,
you give out little clues to where you are and get the whole server to just hunt you down. Especially now with admin tools as well. It's so easy to organise them. You can just spawn in everything you fucking need, and it's so easy to organise.
Yeah, when I very first started playing DayZ, because my computer wasn't good enough to play it, less than 30 frames. Baron Zeno was a literal heater for my entire living room at the time. Like, my computer would just burn. But I remember just doing heli crash runs above Zelen over and over, trying to get supplies for events. Now that I know I could click insert, and just get it in my pocket, or like I have like 100 presets. It's like, dude, to think about how much energy it took before and now, I was like, what a shame would it be if I had all these cool thoughts back then and then I didn't apply them once it became easy and available,
Oh yeah, we did the same thing. We did a Cowboys and Indians event back in like 2018 before mod support, and we had to spend 3 days just getting cowboy hats and shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes, the rough days.
But there's a certain charm to the Ashes. I've talked about it a few times that I did with the BWOF boys and UK Alliance and Gents of Novo. I think even had some players who make up a UK team, and we spent a whole week just looting up before the event on a random server that we set up just for that event, and there was a no PvP policy, and just the camaraderie, because you'd run around and you'd see someone and you're like, I wonder if that's one of my guys or that's one of the Pommy guys, and we'd run into each other, and then there was trash talk, and it was just so much fucking fun. And you kind of lose a bit of that now where you can spawn everything in, but those gearing up for events days were kind of unique as well, and we'll never get them back again.
I mean, you can go gear up for an event if you want to.
Yeah, but enjoy yourself.
I agree. But then you have that gear fear too, because I remember we hid the barrels so well in the woods and someone still found one. So we lost like half the cowboy hats and peacoats.
Wow.
Yeah.
They will always find it.
Yeah.
They will always find it.
Yeah.
There is a way. But yeah, I do weekly events. I want to do events with like content creators and invite them. Like To be honest, Deer Isle, for events, there's so many locations that no one knows about that are very obscure on that map and like very like tucked away. So it's like there's no real like, oh well, I know where the good spots are on this area. It's like you've never fucking been there, my guy. So it's like these different notions with Deer Isle that aren't really present for maybe Chernarus, that we know every corner and where the best sniping spot is for this. It's cool to watch people kind of like challenge with that like blindness when going into an event. So like I've been doing events on the islands of Deer Isle that are like northwest that people are, I mean, some people frequent, but are more seldom to be trekked upon, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Deer Isle's a fucking phenomenal map for so many different things, and I'm still waiting to see an event, like a racing event on the actual like racetrack in the northeast side of the map.
I did one last week. Did one last Sunday, bro.
Okay, how did they perform? What were the vehicles like? Because you hear so many people shit on vehicles in DayZ, and we know they've got the update coming this year for the infusion engine vehicles to come across. What was it like doing an actual racing event?
It's perfectly fine. The only time vehicles fucked up is when I accidentally teleported someone to me when they were in their vehicle, and they would like teleport to me, and I had God mode, and they would just and they would die inside of the car. But beyond that, like, yeah, exactly, just like start doing this thing.
That'll crash you out too. Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, so some people did. No, you're fine. I'm a master of it. Some people did like crash just because so many different things are happening. I'm teleporting people here. I'm giving people this. I spawned in like, so we did a race, like a 1-track race, and then we did like a relay race where you have to do a Chinese fire drill. Everyone has to change seat in the car, and then you have to do another lap. So it's like everyone in the car has to drive. And then we did one where I spawned a bunch of different animals on the track. It was like whoever came back with the most pelts in their car before the time limit was over, like was the winner. And if you killed anyone else, you like, your team was disqualified. It's like all these different like little things that we try to do to make it like not just. I try and not run them too long because after a while you're just like, I'm doing the same shit 12 times. Like this isn't the most joyous activity I could be doing right now. So it's like I try to.
Have you done Demolition Derby yet?
No, that's probably why my servers don't crash.
Yeah, we you know what though? I never crashed in any of the events except when we were using admin tools. If there was more than one person using admin tools, it would crash. I don't know why. But I think maybe all the vehicles in one concentrated area, and then two people. It was like a frame issue. I don't know, but it would occasionally crash. But it would just crash like a couple people around the admin off, not the entire server. But that Demolition Derby, the car physics are so funny that it was interesting.
I have to read this comment in chat. Last week's guest, Facility BJJ, ran into Cam about a week ago. Had no idea who he was, but he was hilarious from the get-go. Instant fan.
Yeah, I ran into that guy, and then I was like, oh, he's on the podcast. What the fuck? And he could tap me out, dude. I'm pretty egotistical with it, but he was like, I'm a black belt or something. I was like, maybe not you.
Boy, he called him Blowjob Joe, and he knows jujitsu. That's how he lost his tooth.
That's not the call.
Oh, fuck. It's hilarious. Oh, God, I needed this. Yeah, it's just... events like that, mate, they're key to having a good community. There's so many people who just, they go through the motions and all the rest of it, but you can tell the real deal people by those who put that extra effort into doing stuff with their community and, just making them feel like they are part of something, that they're not just cash cows for you to milk some donations and all the rest of them from, but they love being part of what you do and your positivity, mate. That you must have people just flocking to you. Does it ever get too much for you though?
What does what get too much? Everything.
But having so many people around you, and because you are one of those people who, the energy that you bring, like even right now to this podcast, you've got such a positivity, and that reflects on those around you.
Okay. Do I ever get tired of it, bro? I think highly of myself because of what I've built myself to be. I didn't think highly of myself at a point in my life. Well, I think everyone should strive to. But at a point in my life, I didn't think highly of myself. So I feel like I'm in a good place where I have maybe something to offer people as far as like just like my experiences and the growth that's kind of come with that. And like now I have an opportunity to, let's say someone's, I don't want to say it. Let's say someone is going through a strife and maybe I can relate to it. I have this opportunity to talk to them, this person that I would have zero connection with if not for this thing across the world from me that I wouldn't be able to run into at the pub and talk to them and maybe provide my perspective on it or impact them in any way. I have this opportunity to do that through this. So it's like, am I tired of that ever? Fuck no, dude. I have this really good chance to make an impact on someone else that I wouldn't be able to touch otherwise. And that shit gets me hot. That's what I get off on, honestly. That's like my niche. Dude, fuck yeah, man. I was wondering what that right hand was doing. I was like, dude, it hasn't shown once, and it's so stable up top. But yeah, it's like you got this opportunity to connect to people that you didn't otherwise. For example, I'm talking to all of you guys. Ireland, England. Yeah. Jeez, I almost said double Ireland there. Ireland, England. We have all over America. We have Australia. It's like, otherwise, I wouldn't know you guys. There's zero connection. It's zero opportunity for me to gain from you, and vice versa.
It can be very draining, but at the same time, it's such a beautiful thing, the internet, and getting to know people from, just yesterday, I was sharing World War II OPSEC posters with people from fucking Europe. And it was amazing, just the shit you can do, the instant connections, and something I've learned is you've really got to be careful with who you connect with. And it's I've always tried to be as open as possible, but I'm slowly going to start muting people because there's a lot of negativity out there. Some people say I'm negative. I don't try to be. I don't mean to be. And if I am, fucking tell me. But I try to be as positive as I can as well. And that's, something that I need to probably work harder on. But yeah, having people like yourself, AEST is another one I mentioned before. Just like I tweeted the other day, surround yourself with good people, and you can't go wrong in life, can you, Cam?
Yeah, for sure. Your company defines you in some ways. You're gonna draw from them. You're gonna gain from them. Whatever energy they're putting out, you're gonna radiate. Check out this. This is from a man from Israel that flew out that I met through DayZ, that flew out and brought me a bunch of beer. This is the only one I kept because it didn't taste like shit. Tastes like sludge. This is from a guy from Norway that flew out that I met. Really good friend of mine. Adric, shout out to you. Without him, no stream. The notion that things on the internet are just on the internet, it's not the case, dude. Not the case at all. The impact Lads makes on me today could carry months from now. It's like, we're people behind the computer. So it's like, the notion of connecting with people is omnipresent for me because I just have these reminders right in front of me all the time that like I could develop a personal relationship with someone from this.
I would give my left nut for a DayZ con, lad.
Oh man, bro, we've talked about that. We've talked about that. I would so go. I absolutely would. I was actually saying earlier on, when we were all talking in Discord, I would absolutely love to go to like a Gamescom event with like PAX East or West or wherever where like the DayZ devs attend. But not even that. But like Marksy said, like you would fly over to England if they ever came over here, and it's like I would take the fucking opportunity straight up to be like, "Oi, Marks, hi," and probably call you an arsehole or something like that. I don't know. But
the worst part is, mate, you know that Archie would turn up dressed like Marks.
Yeah,
I dress up dressed as Archie.
Oh, there you go.
Nope.
See, that's the thing. It's like this game. This not only just the game, but yeah, you're right. Like the internet, it can make so many good and bad connections, but it's kind of like what you make of it. At the end of the day, it's like talking to you now. It can you see the energy, you see the positivity, and it is fantastic to see. And it's like from the sounds of it, you're the kind of guy that like, you get hit down and you come back twice as fast, and it's such a nice thing to actually see. And that positivity can really spread to not only people who's in this Discord, but to everybody watching on Twitch and YouTube. And I'm seeing quite a few people who's never been in the chat before, and a lot of positive comments towards, yourself. And it's like, this guy's fucking got it. I'm telling you.
We're a troop here. We're a troop here, brother. We squad down.
We're all bound over a mutual hobby or an obsession, is what I call DayZ. But yeah,
yes,
for sure,
it is. It is an obsession.
There is the dangers of the parasocial relationships, though, I think. And I've found recently, like Cam was saying, how people, if they're having a rough day, they'll reach out. I never know how to respond to that. That's my problem. And the people that come and hang out with you every single day in the chat, and then they reach out to you, they're going through a really tough time. I'm afraid I'm going to give these people wrong advice. I want to help them through it, but I'm not I'll just be like, hey, go read, Carl Gustav Jung or something. I don't know. Maybe let's Google it together. I want to help them, but I wouldn't want to be responsible for, giving someone bad advice.
It's a big emotional burden that a lot of streamers take because, as a section of the or a percentage of the population, I think streamers inherently have a lot of extra baggage. The amount of times you see, the posts from streamers about, mental health, it's a very draining experience, for those who do it full time and are constantly live. And you can't really go live and be negative. You've got to be able to dump everything and be Mr. Positivity during your stream. And you get people come in and they Cam runs a nice cult. Community. Love that comment in my chat.
Praise the sun, boys.
I was thinking the same thing. Sorry to cut you off, Buddy, but he reminds me of those California 1960s cats that they're just like, everyone should love each other. Now,
drink that Kool-Aid, guys. Drink that Kool-Aid.
You're having a bad day. Think of how good you'd feel if you signed your car title over to me.
Oh, that's fucking good.
All your women belong to me. Yeah. But it is a very big thing for a lot of streamers, and you'll see some who just say, "I don't want to hear about your stories." I'm not your counselor. Don't come in and ruin my day. But that's not kind of how I roll. Like you said, Archie, you want to be able to try and help people out, and I'm certain we've all done things in the past to help out members of our community, and just because we can, and you kind of feel a sense of responsibility, don't you, Cam?
There's a lot to unpack there. I'm a talker, guys. By the way, I'm sorry. Archie, you said you're not always wanting to give advice.
No, so
that's
okay.
Fine.
I'm like,
but you're giving bad advice. You're scared of that.
No way. I can't do it because I have in the past, right? Somebody came in and they were telling me about their girl problems, and I was like, just ignore her. It'll drive her nuts. And then he did that, and then
90% of the time, it's the right answer. I'm going to be honest, dude.
It was though, right? But then in his case, because it's worked for me, in his case, it ended up being like a domestic thing, and I was like, holy shit, I'm responsible for that, I think. But then again, there's this parasocial relationship that's not really on the content creator as much as it is the viewer. But you have to watch out for that. And I don't think anything prepares you for that. And then like Boydie said, that affects you mentally because these people who hear your voice constantly, it's like you're if I'm in a Discord call with Lad for 6 hours, we're basically on the phone for 6 hours. And I didn't even do that to a girl I was trying to bang in high school. You know what I'm saying? So and then when you're in a stream and someone's sitting there and you're talking to them, you're basically sitting in a bar with each other. You know what I mean? You're experiencing your hobbies together. There's a bond there. You know what I mean? That's a parasocial thing they call it. But it can be detrimental to both parties. But even more so to the person who feels like they gave bad advice. And that's what happened with me. I felt terrible about it, So now I'm not going to lie. I ignore a lot of that stuff, or I'll say I'm not comfortable giving advice, but
Yeah. So it's like you gave your advice though from a genuine place that you thought would be your best.
Right. Yeah.
That person has to take that and then judge the situation personally. It's like you're just providing your insight from literally text on a situation that has a dynamic in person somewhere else in the fucking world. So I get what you're saying. I think It's a risk. It's a risk saying anything because you don't know. It's outside of your realm of vision. And also it's like let's say there's 30 people in your chat. That's 30 more opportunities for someone to be enduring something stressful. Yep, exactly. And let's be honest, we don't talk about the good things as much as we talk about the bad things. That's I think human nature in a lot of ways. So it's like if someone gets married, they may keep that under wraps, but if someone's aunt passes away, they want to get this off of themselves, Right. So
I want to come to a group of strangers to do it, sort of strangers.
Exactly, throw it out, and then you don't have to wear any of the weight of it as much because you're just like typing you could feel like into the void and just letting it loose. There's all these different notions, but it's like, for me, dude, I'm all about intent, dude. If my intent is to give the best advice possible, it's out of my hands. I did what I was supposed to do at that point. Is like how I stand on it. I've given plenty of bad advice to plenty of people over the years, but I know that advice came from a place of general good intent. So I don't. It's fucking out of my hands at that point.
And even then, it's like if you give out this advice and they come back to you and say, hey, it worked, thank you so much. That's a really great feeling in of itself, and kind of encourages you, to kind of talk to people a bit more, especially if you stream, you want to kind of have that cool cultured company and community that watches you, where you're talking to friends, kind of like. That's the way I say it. But then again, I'm not a streamer. But then again, it's
stop saying that.
What happened,
you stream from time to time, mate. You're not a hardcore fucking everyday streamer, but you do stream.
Yeah, look, just because I've done a 24-hour live stream, all right, shut up.
Dude,
but yeah,
you did 24-hour. That counts, bro.
Fuck that.
That counts.
But even if somebody comes back to you and it turns out you've given negative advice, to me that's always an opportunity to learn from not only the person learning about, okay, I made a bad decision. But if you learn from it, that's the most important thing. And that goes for both online and offline. And no matter what you kind of talk about, it's like, as long as you can learn from those kind of mistakes, then that breeds positivity and improvement. And I mean, you can't really fucking go wrong with that at all. I mean, we've all given bad advice to literally anybody, right? But if you can learn from that, well, there you fucking go. I mean...
Yeah, it's not a waste of time if there's a lesson learned, right?
I give bad advice all the time in my tips and tricks videos.
They just keep subbing. They keep clicking the thumbs up, dude. They keep clicking it. I don't know.
It is what it
is. They should have known from the thumbnails the advice was going
to be bad. But no, it is a big burden that a lot of streamers take on, and it's a job where you've got to have a bit of resilience. Otherwise, you can, Archie, don't ever be afraid to give advice, mate. You're giving advice from a place of love, a place of good intentions, and not again, like you said, like Cam said, you're basically trying to interpret a situation through a wall of text in most cases.
Well, that's the same with text, is there's no inflection, so you don't really know.
No emotion.
Oh, it's fucking rough, dude.
I'll say this: the Department of Defense owes me a fat ass check with the amount of people who've asked me about the military in my chat that I've convinced not to join the Marine Corps and to join the other branches. I'm telling you, there's probably been 36 people that came and be like, I know you don't remember me, but you convinced me not to join the Marines, but I've been in the Air Force for 3 years. Oh, great! I hope you're loving it. That's the thing that
the chair force.
But I mean, yeah, exactly. But hey, if I had to do it again, I would not do submarines. I would be in the chair force right there with them. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy for them. The other thing is, I'm not some Chad. I don't know why people ask me for female advice. I've been happily married for a decade. And I feel like I always give bad advice when it comes to women.
You give a persona, a certain persona, despite your balding hairline and
I was born with this Eddie Munster hairline. I'll have you know, it's doing a tactical withdrawal. Yes, because we don't retreat here. But yeah,
you give a persona of confidence. You've got your cigar and your sense of humor and all the rest of it. You do give that sort of a. I wouldn't say a giga Chad. You're definitely not a giga Chad, but you got a bit of Chad in you.
I got big deagle
Then
energy.
again, being in a submarine, you probably had a bit of Chad in you as well.
How do you think I qualified? No, that's not true, okay? None of those guys want a relationship. They just want to play with your heart, all right? None of them want to. As soon as you get back to shore, they're right back with their fat wife. All that. Anyway.
You know what they say about submarines being full of semen?
I don't know. You would know. I don't know.
Jesus, bro. You have these written down? He's got a notepad. He's like, check that one today? Okay.
There's like 4 females in the Navy on submarines now, so you can't tell those jokes anymore.
Rough world. One time I was on a boat coming out of a yard right around
where. See, that's how you know he's the real deal. He didn't say ship. Sorry.
I was on a boat. It was a yacht. I was on a yacht and I was coming around and we have to keep tacking out. And submarine came out of the water and I had like motion seasickness. I was like vomiting over the side and a submarine came out of the water. It was like, we're testing in this area. You can't be here. You have to go way in the fuck that way. I was like, dude, am I hallucinating right now? Like I've been vomiting for like 30 minutes at this point. I was like, is that really a submarine? And a man came out?
One of the most amazing fucking experiences. Just to see this massive submarine. It wasn't?
I was vomiting over the side of a boat by myself trying to manage the fucking little jib and turn the thing.
I'll make this quick because I know this is a DayZ podcast, but this is a funny sub story. So I was in control and we had this Yugoslavian guy who was an expatriate, joined the service to get citizenship. Super smart radioman. So when you're doing a close contact on the surface, it's usually fishing trawlers because people don't understand that those ships are built like icebergs. 90% of it's underwater. So when you get close contact, the radioman has to get on there and say, attention, surface vessel, this is U.S. submarine 735, blah, blah, blah. So Karolinski, the Yugoslavian, gets on there. Attention, vessel, this is U.S. submarine 735. The captain of the boat comes back and he goes, nice fucking try, Vlad. It was so funny.
That's brilliant.
Oh my god!
You can't blame him, honestly, can you?
No. It was so funny because the CEO, the captain, did that shit on purpose. The captain's name was Johnny Cage. No shit, I would have followed that guy into hell. But it was hilarious. I had abs. I laughed so hard.
Man thought he was being invaded by Russia.
He probably thought, I'm on the front line here. I'm going to ram this fucking submarine if it comes up.
We got to do it, boys. Get the flare guns. Repel borders.
Stabbing the fucking submarine with a harpoon on the side. I'll get you, Vlad.
Throwing fish at us.
That would have been a comedy fucker. I bet you that was recorded as well and played back for. Yeah. That's a fucking funny story. That is a really good story. But now, Cam, what else have you got coming up, mate?
Good question. I'm working on a music project. I'm working on an album right now. I'm going to go record that pretty soon here.
What sort of music? What style do you do?
Gonna go pro.
Chess music.
I have a piano right here that I play. I have a guitar right there, but the album's gonna be mostly rapping. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, it's okay.
Super fucking good. I already have 2 albums out. They're the best albums, top Billboard charts. That's why you see this very small apartment that I'm in. But yeah, it's I've always loved music. I've played literally every style of music imaginable, from like choir to metal music, and then I just started working on this project. Right now I'm trying to move. As soon as I move, I'm going to start chipping off at those next chapters of that DayZ story that I told you guys about.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And the first, it's called Adam's Inferno. It's on the YouTube.
Yes,
please check it out. If you, hey, my man, hey, I see you over there.
You want to link it in the chats? Sorry.
In the Giga chat?
I'll link it.
Oh, we can. We can, Cam. Don't worry about it. You're a guest.
You got it in your hands. But yeah, it's so. To be honest, I told myself when it came to the film idea. Honest, I write constantly. Like I literally write every night. I get stressed and I just fucking write a story really quick and then I'll throw it away and delete it. And I was thinking of like a story of an individual on Namalsk who doesn't know the apocalypse is happening. He lives in Nemsk. So I tried to make it like actually like the story kind of follows the map of DayZ as well, and like the progression of an actual character through the game, right? So like the character starts in Nemsk and his family gets the zombies come type of thing, and one comes at night and then multiple come in the morning, and he has to start this journey across Namalsk to figure out what the fuck is going on. And he goes to Jolovisko and he comes across this man who's being held captive, and he rescues him, and the guy who he rescues turns out not to be the type of person that you want to rescue. It's actually someone, he was captive for a reason, right? But this guy just saw like some nobility in helping this person who is under tremendous strife, and the story kind of progresses from there. And fucking I'm trying to use content creators for like the different roles and stuff like that.
That's a big factor of DayZ. Where you could see a situation, and you catch the end of it, and you just see someone shoot someone else, and then you shoot them because you just saw them kill someone, but you don't know the backstory. That is a great fucking concept for a video, mate. Keep us updated on that one. We'll share that when you've got it all ready to go.
Dude, I have a huge fanfic boner, man. That shit is right up my alley, bro.
Fuck yeah. I know like Baleen Bandit did a read through of all the Namalsk lore, and then Lawless Media does like background lore. I don't know if you guys know of him.
Yeah,
it's
we
like
talked about it. Yeah.
Awesome. So I watched all of Lawless's videos. He sounds like he's got people in his basement, no?
Yeah, dude.
Bro.
Give him a chance though, guys. It's very monotone and monosyllabic, but give him a chance.
Bro, it grows on you. Like in the beginning I was like, dude, this guy, he may find me for making this comment on his YouTube. He may find me. You know what I mean? But the more I watched, I was like, I actually like it maybe more. I just put it on in the background. It kind of like coasts through. Yeah. But really good. Like, he clearly did a lot more research than I'm willing to do. And did a really good job. But I kind of wanted to make something that was a story within that lore. That, like, someone who was actually in the world didn't know about all this stuff and, like, came across it as the progression through the map occurred, you know? So I'm fucking stoked, dude. It like, just like you said, dude, massive massive excitement about it, and just like the amount of energy.
When I became aware of what Lawless Media was doing, I invited him into a chat because it's something that I've been passionate about as well. Is the law, or you could almost say the lack of official law for DayZ. There's variations out there, and I invited him in because probably the number one source for DayZ lore I know of is Chamber Senator. If you're not following that guy on Twitter, you're not a fan of DayZ. The guy is a walking encyclopedia. He told me stuff about the Tizzy shipwreck cargo was bananas or something. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, you can find scattered throughout DayZ as part of the general rubbish in the game. There's newspaper articles which talk about the we just lost you, Cam. But
I'm having some connectivity issues. I don't know if it's on Boydie's end.
No, I'm doing all right.
No, but there's apparently newspapers that talk about this Tizzy shipwreck. We just lost Archie. We're losing all the US boys. The US is being attacked by North Korea.
Well, he's the wrong country. He's meant to hit Ukraine.
You guys doing all right over there?
You back, Archie? I can hear you fine, lad. Can hear you fine, Marks.
Yeah, I can hear you as well. And let me check Twitter trending to make sure that no one has gone to war all of a sudden. Biden hasn't nuked himself, has he? Discord's been acting kind of funny all week, so it could be a lot of people have been having Discord troubles. So
there has been a couple of reports. Archie got kicked. He's sorting it out now. Got kicked offline, so he's sorting that. So just wait, guys. Just wait, please.
Yeah, Cam just said as well. His is crashed as well.
Aye.
Yeah, Discord's have.
Oh, thank you, Gravity. I was looking for that.
Discord's been having problems all week.
Yes, it really fucking has.
Well,
I was getting a bit worried there because fucking since I was the first one in the voice chat, it's all based in like this voice channel is now based in the UK. So I was thinking, oh shit, fuck.
There we go. Cam's back.
I got it. I had to do it in the task manager. Sorry. Was I the
thought-
only one that dropped?
No,
Is it on me?
Archie was as well. We thought the US was under attack from fucking North Korean hackers or something, mate.
Might have been, dude. That was weird. I looked over, everything froze, and then you guys went robotic, and it kicked me. I was like, "What the hell?" Sorry about that.
Inserted a little auto tune on Bodie there.
Yeah, for sure.
In a little bit of this.
Right, well, we're fucking back. Let's continue, lads.
Sun flares. But yeah, no, welcome back. But yeah, no, so there's apparently like newspaper articles in the rubbish all around DayZ which have some of the lore in it. And I had no fucking idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's some of it's from the, if I remember rightly, some of it's from Arma 2. So obviously it's Arma 2 assets. But there is a few things here and there that talk about kind of like what's going on. And you only get brief glimpses of it. And I'm actually going to double check the files there for a second, because that's one thing I've never actually had a look at, because I wonder, 2 seconds. Where would those kind of assets be?
Probably in the assets folder.
Here we go.
No!
I just found it.
Oh,
I'm the worst fucking
No. The,
Oh my
one of the
God.
articles you can find lying around. Ban on a pound of bananas.
Huh. So the entire zombie apocalypse started because
Or bananas or something.
bananas.
Yeah,
Tell me
there's
they could
so
see
much
it.
so much to it. And then when Lawless said he was doing what he was doing, it was like, well,
This shit-
I may as well just invite him into the group because, you know, I don't care who does it as long as someone does. And I found his story very well done, because the thing I liked about it was he said, you know, the intent by the devs has been pretty much just to allow people to make their own law per se, you know, not have a defined
it's
law.
open-ended.
And yeah, but these two lads are still having issues. The weird part is they're closer to the UK than I am. So,
I don't think it's connected. I think it's the servers are fucked.
hmm.
They've been messed up with a while for some reason. I don't know why. Because I know some other people who I know in the UK and stuff for Discord's been going down all week and shit.
You bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you guys now. Great.
Oh yeah, back.
America.
I think it's because we came in after I think the servers down in Australia, and that's why.
Well,
Whoever-
voice channels in Discord is dependent on the first person that joins.
And it
I
was
was the
Boydie.
first person.
Oh, you were first?
Yeah, it was-
Okay.
Yeah.
That's bad internet.
Fucking
It's
Aussie
someone's
internet.
fault, and we're gonna blame them.
You know,
Not
what,
ours, 'cause
You know
we're-
what the problem is? It's because I'm
Not
an
us.
Aussie and we gave up our guns. If we hadn't given up our guns, we would be having a good internet. I fucking love.
This was a DayZ podcast. I thought this was a DayZ podcast.
It's a freedom
It's
podcast
a
now.
podcast, yeah.
It's a freedom podcast.
The only way to
No.
rank in the algorithm now is to say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Ask Don Sibley.
Yeah, how is
Don
Don, mate?
Sibley.
That was so funny, that TikTok. Absolutely, I'm loving his fucking sense of humor. And then just to see that
Oh, the one about they gotta get the guns, and he's like, it's not safe, and he's like looking around his living room.
He's got that
Not just
gimmick where he
but
just
he
stares.
actually went viral again because some fucking nut jobs. I can understand it, because you look at the actual little thing that was in this tree. To an
Arbor
untrained person who had no idea, you would think that looks like a little fucking camera. And some
Well, and they
people
do
at
move.
like a freedom convoy fucking protest here in Australia, in Canberra, they saw this little round thing in between the bark in a tree, and they immediately went all full fucking nut job conspiracy that they've got secret
Yeah.
little mini cameras and they're spying on us when we're protesting, and they went viral. And then Don just did this clever little TikTok where he actually pointed out that basically what it was something that they put into trees to give trees medicine, and you pulled it out. Well done. And I think Lad or Mark shared an article. It was in the Daily Mail in the UK. Aussie viral fucking TikTok guy.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Can I just say it's great to see Don finally getting the recognition
Amen.
that he deserves for being, his comedy style.
He is a comedian.
Yeah, it's weird for me when I'm on TikTok just watching video after video of girls twerking, and then Don's big ass face pops up, and he's just making fun of anti-vaxxers. No matter which side you're on, it's funny, Yeah.
You fucking Australians seem to be going mad recently. You're losing the plot over there.
Canada, look at Canada. Anyway,
and Canada.
Let's not go there. Please. Let's not go there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's take a step back.
Let's talk about the virus in Chinaris and Livonia.
Oh, sorry. I have to
Why is it
this.
that Instagram only has twerking and dogs? Someone make me understand. It's true. Twerking and dogs now. I'm trying to see people play basketball, some good grappling moves.
Who doesn't like twerking and dogs? I mean, come on.
I like them separate from each other. I don't like them back to back. I want to stay on one.
Just get best of both worlds.
There are videos of that too. I've seen them. They got the song and it's a chihuahua. The chihuahua's looking over the eye.
Someone tag the FBI.
Podcast brought to you by KFC.
Oh God, copyright music.
Don.
So what is it? What was actually in the tree? It's
an arbor plug. It has antibacterial and antioxidant stuff, and they
protect the
tree.
Tree.
Farmers use them too. Yeah, and which I mean, there's more than one arbor plug in a tree. So, but still, it's. I sound like a fucking moron. I'm sorry.
If you know this particular thing,
my family back home are farmers, and they use them. To basically, there's this thing that happens to trees called girdling, and it's where a bacteria will make a ring around the tree and the bark, and then water and things like that, nutrients can't travel from the roots up to the top of the tree to the canopy because it's girdled. So imagine if you cut off the circulation to your leg, eventually your foot's going to fall off, right? Mm-hmm. So the arbor plugs will make sure that bacteria and stuff gets, I guess, sanitized. But basically, those people who unfortunately feel like they're being surveilled constantly from their paranoia. Yeah. Either side. There's weirdos on both sides.
Yeah, that's fair.
But they saw that, and then their hypervigilance kicked in, and they want to be the one who trends for finding the secret camera.
So weird.
But everyone wants to be perceived like they're noble.
Yeah, well, there's a reason people are looking at me, and it's not because of what I downloaded on LimeWire in 1999.
Yeah.
Good old LimeWire. Oh, man.
Brother.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
I think I downloaded the entire Buffy the Vampire Slayer series for me and the missus to watch on LimeWire. I
downloaded a parody of that.
What?
Oh, I remember that parody.
You know what I'm talking about. Buffy the Vampire Slayer? It's a parody. Yeah. It's a little different.
Download it and then delete it before my mom saw it. But anyways.
Different camera angles, for sure.
Okay. Did it still have Sarah Michelle Gellar in it?
So it had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it.
Oh my God.
Tongue. And you didn't stake her with a wooden stick. Anyway.
Oh, I just bit my fucking tongue.
So did she. Anyway.
Oh, God, I laughed so hard I farted. Oh, Jesus, and it stinks. Oh, my God, that was fucking gold. That was gold. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That would be hard to write, to be honest. Those two situations coming across your mind at the same time, near impossible without that.
I feel like the writers of those sort of things are just like, you know what, just ad-lib this whole scene. You got it.
Just ad-lib.
No one's here for the dialogue.
That's funny. That's funny.
Porn's illegal in Ireland.
It is great seeing Don Sibley absolutely killing it because he's another just genuinely nice guy with a wicked sense of humour that a lot of people don't get. Especially those, the ones who you were talking about, Archie, who, they take themselves too seriously and he's trolling people and they don't realize they're being trolled, and I personally love the comedy. The fucking anything that makes you laugh is good.
So you're fucking right, man. I mean, you got to have that goddamn sense of humor. You can't be going around all doom and gloom all the time. You got to fucking embrace shit. Just have a good time.
Brandon Rivera.
Comedy of War.
I was born in '96. LimeWire was one of the most famous file sharing apps back in the day before it got shut down as well.
You can download Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
You could download Limp Bizkit for free. That's all you need to know.
So maybe to be more better to say you could download Metallica for free.
Yeah, Lars already got a bit angry, didn't he?
They're going to think Limp Bizkit is one of those parodies. They don't know what that is, bro.
Yeah. I'll be back in a second.
Good video to watch. Yeah, for sure. One of those good video to watch on those kind of like on that kind of like topic is a YouTuber called Nakey Jakey who made a video on like stuff like that, and it is just his content is fantastic. Don't need to shout him out because he's got like God knows how many millions of subs, but watch his videos because they're fucking great.
Absolutely. Nakey Jakey. Where he's looking that up, while he's looking that up, where'd you get your name from, bro? I mean,
my name is CamRun.
Oh, Cameron. So you put Cam.
My name is CamRun. RUN.
You could have done like the rapper and just put the apostrophe in the middle.
I know.
You know, the greatest rapper of all time, CamRun.
Yeah, my nickname is Killa.
There you go. You
like Everywhere I go.
That's right.
No, don't like me. No, fuck Dipset too. Fuck Dipset too. No, and I generally speaking, if someone brings an energy to me, they're going to get something similar back. So it's like the idea was like, I'm not going to run from an altercation. I'm not going to run from a conversation. If someone comes in my chat and they're talking political and they're doing it with respect, I don't give a fuck, to be honest. No one should be getting offended, in my opinion. We should all be civil and human to each other. And if we're getting consumed with different ideologies or what we think about this or that, we are overlooking the person in front of us. So the idea is like, I don't run from any conversation. I don't run from any contest. Motherfucker shoots at me. I'm fighting this person until someone is dead. So that was the notion with the name. Like,
it's the most American shit I've heard all day.
Hey, bro. Someone's got to do it. Even if it's a guy in California, bro. Someone's got to do
it. I thought it was some wholesome shit like the stamina in DayZ or something. That was a much better origin story.
You actually allow political talk in your chat.
What's that?
You actually allow political talk in your chat.
If it's done with decency, yeah. Good. I allow any talk if it's done with decency.
There's so many people who shy away from it, and I kind of get why some people don't tolerate it. But going back to what we were talking about before, we've had a little community in that. For a lot of people, being in a Twitch chat or just watching us, this is one of their main social interactions. And like Katie Wolf is one of my favourite streamers as well. And he was always, quite active about allowing almost anything in his chat. And I always respect people for doing that because it comes down to, provided you can maintain decency, just because someone might be left and you might be right doesn't mean we have to hate. There's so much fucking hate in this world as it is. At the end of the day, regardless of who's in government, most of the time, unless you live in some really fucked up countries, most of the time you're still going to have power, unless you live in Texas. You're still going to have, gas down the road to put in your car. You're still going to have water coming in when you turn on the tap, unless you live in Flint, Michigan.
All right.
Jesus, dude, you
fucking
listen. Watching my news more than I am.
Listen, we harness the only reason Japan and Germany are so successful is because we harnessed the power of the sun twice and roasted them, and then had to give them money to rebuild their infrastructure in the middle of the century, and none of our buildings got blown up, so we still have them. All right, I'm sorry we had indoor plumbing before everybody else, Boydie. Okay,
that's our claim to fame, the indoor plumbing
and the assembly line.
It's a rough
electricity,
world. And then China mastered that.
All the stuff that we stole patents for from all the other countries and gave.
There we go. That's the attitude I'm looking for, Archie. Get that soldier out of here.
Fuck's sake.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who's in charge. The influence on you is generally minor, and it's one of those unfortunate things that the governments of countries more and more don't seem to reflect what the actual people of that country are like, whether that be America, whether that be Russia, whether that be China, whether that be Australia. The governments are becoming so far removed from what the average people are about that it's hard to, you know, everyone thinks of America and you think politics, you think Biden, you think Trump, whereas most Americans couldn't give a shit.
I think about hunting and fishing and being able to, like, you know, go outside and shoot back at muggers and stuff like that. Like, I mean, this place, I literally drove from Seattle to Florida. It took me like a week and a half with my family. Everybody claims America's so dangerous. I ran into zero issues. Nothing. Not a rude person, nothing. I went from one corner of this huge nation to the other, zero issues. If you ask anyone from anywhere else about America, they think everywhere is like fucking Detroit, you know? It's not. I mean, yeah, his car got broken into, but that's because, you know, they're not investing in the homelessness and mental health population or mental health issues within the population in California. They just, you know, give them money and pretend they don't exist. But that's too political. I'm sorry.
The only reason,
also, we all have much more in common than we do. Than we don't, rather. You know what I mean? You can always find common ground. And if you dislike someone because they don't reinforce your confirmation bias, you're just a shitty human. And imagine being a grown-ass person and being offended by words. You know what I mean? So
you're not confident in your position.
Exactly. And you know what? Be just like try to in every interaction, like, take something away from it. I know I'm on a soapbox. I'm sorry. That's one of the reasons, like, back again on DayZ, I have, like, my best friend is a fucking intolerable French dude that we met through this game. I love him to death. and he, you know, he's my boy. And that I never would have met him if it wouldn't have been for this game. And this is both of our obsession, and look where it's taken him, you know, right to Bohemia Studios. So I mean,
fucking proud of him.
Yeah. And then,
who is this? Who's this French guy?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, so I won't. But
never mind, don't say him.
But like,
okay, I don't know.
I mean, we all, like, I just don't get it, man. You could literally make the best friends that you ever met in your life through a video game, and people just choose to be so fucking toxic and corrosive and divisive.
It's our differences that make us more interesting. It's great to have people who have similar interests in you, but I love the fact that there are people who view things differently, because it makes me, it gives me a chance to ponder, well, what are they seeing that I'm not seeing? Or, you know, maybe they're not seeing something that I can see. And, you know, you can have polite discourse is the key to it, Cam. You know, there's nothing wrong with a bit of emotion. But at the end of the day, just because I disagree with you on something, I'm not going to hate you. I fucking love you, Cam. You're one of the most positive people I know. Even if you are a fucking hippie-looking motherfucker from California.
We all hate Marks, though, equally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What if he looks more hippie than me?
Everyone hates the Irish. I still remember that line from the Commitments. The movie, the Commitments. If anyone's seen it, what is it? The Dubliners are the blacks of Europe or something like that. Do you remember that line, Mark? Have you seen the Commitments?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they said it was worse than. Yeah, I know what you mean. For the time that was the time period, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, just because I have all this fame I have brings all these haters out.
Don't let him bullshit you. He was just talking shit about the Protestants before the fucking podcast started. He's textbook Irish. Okay.
He doesn't drink Guinness though.
I don't really drink at all.
Liar.
I swear to God.
You know what's funny about that stereotype? When I went to Heathrow in London, everyone I saw was fat, bald, and drunk. And I was like, this isn't Ireland. The stereotypes are all wrong.
Yeah, what do you expect?
Well, I mean, I was in the area, you know what I mean? Like traveling around. And then when we went to Ireland, it was like the most wholesome place I've ever been in my life. And then, like, except
smart people, you know.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of the States though, like in the countryside. But then this lady came out and she was like beating the shit out of her kid with a belt. I was like, they just do that in public here? That's like a felony.
Yeah.
They used to anyway until the early 2000s. Yeah.
Well, that's how I was raised, and I can definitely see the lineage there. But yeah, like, it's crazy. I loved it.
Passed down from your ancestors all the way over to the States, but
yeah, I don't know how there's bushes left around my grandma's house from all the switches I had to go cut, and, you know, when I was a kid. So most people that reference is probably lost on, but
Now, we have gone off on such a tangent here. I want to go back to B's comment in chat here. What do we all think of the DayZ movie in development by Infinite Wisdom?
I want to know who's going to play me. And you better
think nothing of it because I know nothing of it. Go on.
There is a article. I will share my screen. Excited to begin development on the DayZ movie with the visionary team at Face Fiction, hashtag Face Fiction Productions, and the brains behind the game at Bohemia Interactive. So, yeah. UK's Face Fiction Productions, Infinite Wisdom Studios in development on DayZ feature exclusive.
Oh yeah, this is me, Marks. I put out a video on the film. If you want to go to my YouTube channel and see the thing.
and
like, comment, and subscribe.
What's the thumbnail? What do we all think of the DayZ movie in development?
That wasn't the thumbnail. I couldn't get my server to work because all the shitty modders broke all your mods when the server's updated. Fix your fucking mods. Useless.
But yeah, so we don't know a lot at this stage. But they've apparently bought the rights to make the movie.
Yep.
I did have someone say it's kind of sad. It would have been great to have seen Mr. Utah involved in something like this. I don't know whether you ever saw his live action DayZ videos, Cam.
They've lost connection again.
Yeah.
What about you, Archie? Can you still hear us?
Archie.
You guys sound like robots. If you can hear me, I don't know. I'm just waiting it out. That's what I did last time.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, so we've got a DayZ movie coming soon. What do you guys think, Marks?
Yeah, it's we don't know much about it. The Face Fiction. I think it was Face Fiction commented on the video and they said they can't say much about it now. They also followed me on Twitter, so I'll DM them and see if we might be able to get them on the show at some stage if they have like an update or something like that as well.
Already have.
Oh, you already have.
Already in contact with them as well. They got back to me. Hi guys, thanks for the tweet. I'd love to chat to you all. I'm a listener of the podcast, but there won't be much to say at this point, and we have to be careful not to say too much too soon. That said, come March or April, hopefully I'll be able to have a chat with you. How often do you have a podcast? And I just replied, we do it weekly basis, so yeah, plenty of time. Very excited to see what comes of this.
All right, now give who sent the tweet?
Face Fiction.
No, I mean, did you send that, Boydie? Because we were talking about that this morning in the
yeah, Boydie sent that. Yeah.
Okay, good, because that would be great.
Yeah, I sent that to him yesterday. There we go. That's what I needed to get back up. So I'm excited. Yeah, we all have our opinions on. There's been some pretty terrible fucking movies of games, but at the same time, there's been some good ones of games. Yeah, a lot of people rack on Doom, the one which had The Rock in it. I personally loved it. You know, the bit where old mate goes full fucking Johnny Rambo and they switch to like the FPS view. With the chain. I was fucking nerding out over that. Resident Evil movies. I've loved all the Resident Evil movies. I'm a huge Mila Jovovich fan.
The new Resident Evil movie, they actually stuck to the canon of the story. The Raccoon City one. It was so good, man. I like the Mila Jovovich. They started out good. I think that's how you say her name. But then after like the third installment, they kind of went weird. But the new one, if you're a Resident Evil fan, the new one was outstanding.
Okay, I'll definitely have to check that one out. I've seen it popping up on some of the streaming stuff at home. But you're going to say, like
the new one, the new one, it merges like the first three games into one film, isn't that right?
Well, it's like the first two because Wesker. I don't want to spoil it.
No, please don't. I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
So it's like, because like video game to movie adaptations do have the reputation of being completely god awful. But I really liked the first two. No, it's all right, mate. I really liked the first two Resident Evil movies, Resident Evil and Resident Evil Apocalypse. The first Resident Evil, it was done in such a way where it's like it obviously using quite a lot of elements from the video games, but it was done in a really neat way. And then they expanded upon it in Apocalypse, and it was done in such a good way. There was a bit of thing with Nemesis, but there you go. But the rest are just, it's a guilty pleasure. They're so bad that, well, no, they're just so bad that just fuck that. So when I saw the news that there's going to be a DayZ movie, I was kind of thinking, it was like, it's such a fucking shame that BI didn't help Mr. Utah with it. It was like, oh, that's a fucking shame, but BI maybe saw that, okay, there's a market for this, how can I best go about it? And it's good news that it's going to be happening, and
who knows how long they've been in talks about this as well.
Exactly,
maybe their hands were tied; they couldn't do anything because we know that these deals can sometimes take ages to come to fruition, Cam. So it would have been great to have seen Mr. Utah get more support. I'm a huge fan of what he did. I asked you before, Cam, have you seen Mr. Utah's live action DayZ
yes.
videos? They were amazing, weren't they?
Sorry, it lagged out, but yes, I thought it was really cool. So they're making like a
they're making a movie. They bought the rights.
Not like a V++. Look at this camera and go real quick.
No. Live action, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yes, very excited.
And I think the thing is that a lot of those video game adaptations, they have to make them relatable to a normie audience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where all the weird shit comes in. But they also will overdo it, kind of like how the new Star Wars stuff does with the fan service, or the Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters. They want to throw all the little Easter eggs and shit. But there's no real way to do any fan service for DayZ fans other than to be like, okay, look, they're in Berezino,
That's what I was going to think.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, it's just, or they could do some little quirky thing where, like, some kind of DayZ bug, they throw it in the movie as a joke, and then just the people who played the game are like, that's funny. But
in
really,
the background, you see a zombie go,
yeah. Or like the guy's driving and he's in the passenger seat asleep and he has a dream he's in space. Yeah, like something like that. But I mean, other than that, what could they fuck up? Because they haven't expanded on Hannah's lore, so we don't know any. And they already bought the license, the distribution rights or whatever now. So I mean, that means they have to have a screenwriter working on it. So,
unless the movie is going to kind of reveal the lore behind DayZ. Like official lore.
Yeah, you can almost guarantee.
I wondered if they're going to be talking with. It seems like Scotty's leading a lot of this later stuff. So if they're going to communicate with him, and that would be the ultimate. That it's about Hannah sort of thing. So it's quite an interesting storyline. If they flesh that out, that would be someone sprints downstairs and breaks the legs.
Yeah. Exactly.
Honestly, this might be a weird take, but I hope they don't base it in Chernarus or Livonia. I really hope
they do, personally.
No, honestly, I don't think they should. I think it's high time that we have some kind of history, lore, whatever, different direction taking place completely somewhere else. Like, we've heard a lot about Chernarus, we've heard a lot about Livonia, and Livonia is obviously getting expanded this year. But with a movie taking place in some other, maybe fictional place or a real life location, what are the implications of this virus or whatever it is elsewhere in the world? Maybe we'll actually get more of an insight in how it's affected everywhere else. I think that would be a good way to take it on. That way, if it turns out that it flops, then it won't tarnish the in-game locations or anything like that, or in-game stuff. It just expands upon it. So I think that would be a good way to actually do a video game to movie adaptation. They expand upon what is currently in place instead of redoing it, but in a format which you can't interact with.
What do you guys think of any cameos? Imagine if you had Frankie's voice doing the narration at the start of the video.
I think they should have Dean Hall say, "All right, I'm going to go and get some food, and I'll be back," and then never come back.
I'll be back.
To me, the start of the movie is him entering his debit card into the machine, and it just has zeros. And he's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to Minnesota, guys."
Yeah, just dips out and disappears.
I'll be back in weeks, not months.
Hey, isn't ArchieStormCloud the guy who's been banned by Twitch for viewbots before?
No.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Fuck yeah.
That's what it was. It definitely wasn't for the Chinaman comment. It definitely wasn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whoo, that's why we left Twitch, guys.
For for
Nice
Chinaman
one,
comment?
Steve. You got him. You got him.
You got me, Steve.
Burn.
I got drunk with the Chinaman 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you drink?
Yeah.
Sock.
86 from Fall Brewing, local brewery place. Fucking disgustingly good. I got
Dude, there's a
twisted.
lot of places in the Gaslight District or Gaslamp District. I can't remember what it's
I will
called.
never go there, my brother. I stay in North Park, South Park. Dude, fuck downtown. I don't want anything to do with that
Trying to
traffic
haul
or
on a
those
budget.
$12.
Also,
Exactly, dude.
earlier
$12 a beer, dude.
You said I'm a successful rapper, hence the small apartment. That apartment you live in San Diego probably costs 3 times my mortgage. Just saying. Like,
I don't doubt it. I pay $15.50 for a 1-bedroom apartment with a patio.
That was how Seattle was. Yeah, that's how rent's getting down here too.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible over here, bro. It's pretty rough.
Sorry,
go on. No, go on, Max. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, if we don't get invited to the premiere of this movie, I'm not going to be very friendly anymore. We got to be invited to the premiere.
Where is this person based out of?
The
studio?
UK.
Production companies in the UK, which is good because when Marks first shared it and I was reading it, I saw that it was like a small development company, which is good because they're not going to be beholden to Hollywood. And also, I was kind of like, had my reservations because, okay, it's small, it's UK, it's independent. But then I realized fucking 28 Days Later was exactly the same thing. And that movie was a masterpiece. As far as Infected that ran and stuff like that. That's probably the closest thing to DayZ is that movie. So
they don't have to go overboard with dripping of DayZ. I think a few little funny things like someone breaks their leg on a step would be fucking hilarious. Something that would get DayZ fans fucking rolling in the chairs. Maybe force feed someone some disinfectant. Peaches and tack bacon and stuff like that. But the zombie lore, like you said, 21 days and so on, is so rich as it is. They don't need to go overboard.
Have you seen 28 Days Later, Boydie?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much like the atmosphere and everything of DayZ. You know what I mean? They're not zombies; they're infected. They don't want to eat you; they just want to kill you or beat you, whatever.
Yeah.
I just think it'd be funny if someone was like on a laptop and it popped up. They're talking to someone and then it says no messages received for 7 seconds.
There's a rage virus in 28 days as well.
Yeah, it's a rage virus.
I just hope that obviously expanded upon what I was talking about before, but I really do hope that they don't go into where it's the infected they eat people, because they don't. It like you said, it's just like the rage virus. So I really do hope that they get that detail correct. I do have some faith. Obviously, I want to wait and see what else comes about from this movie. Any details, especially if they do comment at the show or anything like that. But I've got some hope for it. I hope it'll be really good. And I know for a fucking fine fact I'm going to be. I want to be there day one. I want to fucking. I
love what Spud just wrote in chat. Someone in the movie finds an alarm clock and goes, "What the fuck is this for?"
Finds a what? Sorry?
Finds an alarm clock and goes, "What the fuck is this for?"
I found one yesterday. I gave it to the first person. I was like, take that. I'm going to move on with my day.
Yeah. Didn't play with it or anything? Well, I haven't found one yet, so...
You have to set it. And I realized I was like, okay, I could set this, but that's a lot of effort. Right now I'm trying to kill this person that just killed me. So I had my vision was kind of tunnel vision.
The animations...
time to waste.
Exactly. That was pretty good. Yes.
The animations on it are really, really good.
Yes, they are.
They're
when you set it.
Super clean.
Yeah, like the change of the clock? Type of thing?
Yeah. Now, you gave me a segue there about the animations. Now, there's been a lot of people criticising 1.16 as a lackluster. Like, I had someone the other day saying it should just be, 1.15.5. And so many people failed. I know we're only a small audience with the podcast, but Scotty and the team were very public about 1.16 was going to be. That it's a building platform for the rest of the year. They're putting stuff in place so that changes they've got planned out for the other 4 to 5 updates throughout the rest of the year, a lot of them are going to be built off the strength of what they've done. Now, there's stuff in this update, and this is why I've been looking forward to this episode, lad, because I'm hoping you're more around the stuff in the back end of it than us just simple content creating plebs are. Dumpgra mentioned something yesterday when I was getting a group hug session from Marks and Dumpy and a couple of others who joined in as well. But he mentioned something about you guys have now got control over the animations of animals and infected or something?
So there's been a bit of an introduction within a kind of, I wouldn't say a fully fledged animation framework, but they have opened up the possibilities for it. I haven't delved too much in it because animations, they aren't typically my segment. Mario's the animation guy, he's fucking good at it. And, other people in the community, they're really good with the animations. But that's kind of like the gist of what I've heard. So, I'm excited even though I'm not delved into it. Because if it opens up the opportunity for more content to be brought out or anything like that, I think that'd be really cool. Especially these days, 1.16 is, even though it was a stability update, it is a very, very important update. There's been a lot of stuff, a few interesting stuff discovered in the files. Apart from that, obviously, Marks, you made the video about the CR or CZ550, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't, yes. I am working on that.
Oh, okay, well, fucking hurry up. So that gun's never been in DayZ. It was teased during the alpha days, and the model's in, the texture's in. It doesn't have a config or anything like that, so you can't spawn it.
There it is there on the screen. All animation commands of animal are now moddable. All animation commands of infected are now moddable.
Yeah.
So what does that actually mean you can do?
It means you can mod it.
Essentially, like in a nutshell, for everybody else in the audience, that's essentially what it means. It's like it opens up those kind of possibilities for that kind of stuff to be moddable. I don't know how easy or difficult it will be. Like I said, I'm not into the animation, so I can only say, what I've heard and not by experience. But I do hope that we'll see some things come out that take advantage of it, and it's going to be really great. I actually saw somebody in the DayZ Modders Discord talking about a new action that was found, and it was to action burn Sue self or something like that. So the theory is like you can use a knife which is heated up to cauterize your wound.
Oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
Mostly everything for that is in the files. And I don't know how long it's been in there, but a lot of people started noticing in 1.16. It's just waiting for that final bit to get introduced, which seems to be quite a relevant thing. I'm not too sure, DOJ. A lot of people were talking about it in the DayZ Modders Discord. I've never seen anything about it. But I think that's going to be really interesting to see if that does come about. I know, more content is coming out and more stuff's been worked on in the background, most notably, like I said, the CR550. It's going to be really, really exciting. And I can't wait to see what this update, what the future updates will bring out, especially for modding. I know this update has really affected a lot of mods, as Mark said. And let's
talk about that. Let's talk about that. I saw a comment from Derleth in the podcast Discord where he basically said that it was to be expected. With an update that was more aimed at the back end of the stuff that we can't see, it was going to cause issues with mods. But a lot of people
causing issues with everything.
A lot of people got up in arms. They've broken the fucking game again. But not being a modder, but was this to be expected? Did modders have an idea that okay, this is going to be, we're going to have to set some time aside here to update our mods?
So the typical thing is that a lot of modders, they will dedicate the time to go into the experimental branch to see, okay, what's broken, what can be fixed, right? But you can never anticipate the actual final stable release because they'll always slip something in the background that can always do, mess things up. A lot of mods, yes, were affected. It typically happens on a stability update. They'll always change things. I've been fortunate for my mods where I haven't needed to change anything, but I'm not that much of a scripter or coder or anything like that, so I'm fine. But stuff like with CF, for example, yes, that's been deeply affected. And even though Jacob Mango, fucking bless his heart, he's left the community.
We're going to talk about that.
He's working on getting it fixed with a few other people, as far as I'm aware, which is obviously something that needs to be done. And once it's fixed, then he'll leave the community. He's bless his heart. He's been an absolute God bless for this community. Absolutely has done, and it's going to be sad to see him go. But people move on to different things. People like with the Winter Chinaris team, they've left. They've left the community. Mass is retiring. So all these mods that are going to be coming up and already available, and they'll probably be broken with an update. It's kind of like, is this going to be fixed? Is it going to be not fixed? You just never absolutely know. But this is always to be expected. Going back to the original question, it's always to be expected with an update. Even a purely content update, you have to anticipate that something in the back end is going to fuck up your shit. Straight up.
It's never been this bad, though, in my experience.
It's never been this bad.
Yeah.
No,
this one is crazy.
Yeah.
We spent like 6 hours yesterday trying to figure out what we did wrong because our server, the memory was filling up in like 45 minutes, and we removed all the mods, everything. It was just like the base code is for some reason demanding so much memory right now. And unless you're running on like a Deddy box, if you're using server hosting, you're probably going to get fucked.
A lot of people. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
I was going to say, like, I literally went to our server host and then my other admins. We were messaging back and forth, emailing the server host providers, and they were like, "Please don't leave. We're going to give you a free 8 gigabyte update." And even that only made it last like another 2 hours before it crashed again. Mm-hmm. So it's like crippling a lot of these server host providers. Yeah. Because they can only give you so many gigs of memory before they're, having to cut out and only run so many servers on that. Anyway, basically, it's really the worst that I've seen it in basically like 10 years as far as being able to host a server and how much memory that it's taken up, like dedicated memory. I don't know. It's crazy, and it's been driving us absolutely nuts. And then to find out that it wasn't us was kind of relieving, but then finding out that it was the way the script was implemented now in the update, it's worse because it's out of our hands, So,
So what caused this? What caused it? Sorry, Marks. Go ahead.
It's just the basically you can't build a house without a foundation, and the new foundation that they've laid, something's in it that is causing the game itself to require so much more memory that it did, up like triple or double the amount. I don't have an exact number because I got sick of it and I have to do my own streams and work on videos. I have
from a dummy perspective, those who have servers on dedicated servers would probably have been less impacted by those who were just renting a share of a server.
Yeah, because they have far more space available to them, right? Because when you're renting server space, you get an allotted amount, and then you share that with other people that are renting server space on that same box, right? So that's, I'm trying to put it in, like you said, layman's, right?
Yeah.
I think Deddy servers though are still having issues,
they are for sure.
Because a lot of servers that weren't even going to wipe at 1.16 now have to force wipe because everything's just that broken that they can't fix it. They have to clear everything.
So so basically, as Archie and Marks are saying, servers are having to force wipe with this update, even though the vanilla servers, they don't have to, obviously, because the issue is a mixture of this new update and plus mods. The one way to combat it right now is you simply just restart more often, and you just hope that you have enough RAM until the issue is fixed. And I don't know how long it's going to take for this to be fixed, because it's obviously not a server owner stemmed issue. It is to do with like the back end of the game, as well as some mods affecting it and whatnot. So it is going to come down to like how things are going to be fixed and how long it'll take. And I hope it's soon. Like, I really do hope it's soon. I hope it's not going to be one of those issues where it's like it's just left, because that'll just mess things up.
I don't really see how they can leave it. Because there's no way as like small. You have what fucking 10,000 servers on PC, or just say hypothetically 8,000 of them. Those people can't afford to buy more memory for their server. You know, most of these servers have 5-6 people in them. You know, if that. So it's honestly I guess it kind of knocked out the ridiculous amount of underused servers on the list. But it's also it's crazy, man. Like we set it on 1 hour restarts, and I'm getting emails from CF Tools. The server's down due to overuse of memory, and I'm like, dude, it just restarted 40 minutes ago. You know, so it's crazy. I'm having to turn down anything that like loot spawns and shit like that. It's crazy.
There was what's the feedback you've heard, Cam?
From what? The new update in general?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed more crashes, but I have a server, but no one plays in it. It's locked. It's for events and me filming stuff only. So I don't really have an insight like maybe you guys have. I can say,
what's your community been saying about the update?
Nothing bad. That doesn't have much content, and it was supposed to be a bunch of bug fixes. That's what I understood it to be. I do notice that my zoom, my middle mouse, is way faster now, which feels unnatural, but no doubt over time will become natural to me. No, I have no qualms with it. I imagine, I think the example of you're building a house and we change the foundation every now and then, something's going to be unstable. It's literally the story of DayZ, if I'm not mistaken. Like every update, they have to go back and fix 20 things for the 2 things that they fixed. And then once they stabilize that, they move on to the next. And the system just repeats itself over and over again. So I did have one thing that I wanted to ask, because Lad probably actually knows about this. Do you think the reason why they release, and Buddy was kind of harping on it as well, the reason why they released animation adjustments is because of the Dino Island?
No.
No, I would just assume because you have these new things that are obviously not like the neck of the fucking raptor will like go in and out of its body. So I was curious if maybe the animation change was so that they could remedy those type of glitches, but
no. I think, I mean, animations, to work in animations has been a request since DayZ modding for Standalone was introduced. You know, a lot of things were introduced when modding had begun, but the animation framework was something that was just never released to the community, which is why we have somebody called Mario A who's making his own. Because right now, if you do somehow get a custom animation in your server, or a custom animation mod, if you wanted to add another one, you'd have to get rid of the first one, because only one can be added to the server at any given time. The animation framework, the modded one, will allow further animations. But with this particular one that's been introduced into vanilla, I think, and I would like to think that it's a stepping stone to maybe fully releasing a proper animation framework for the community. Really surprised with what people can do, what people will be able to do with the new one for infected and animals, because obviously that seems to be the most modern thing. You know, you've got the bloodsuckers that people have ported in for Namalsk, and now you've got the Dino mod, which is going to be really take advantage of that and hopefully be able to actually do shit better. But I just hope that it's more fleshed out more, that we get something for weapons or even the main character. But we'll just have to see what happens in future updates. It'll be a nice surprise if it happens, but I wouldn't, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go ahead with it.
As a modder, a long time ago, like, I made a video like things I would like to see in DayZ, and like I listed a camera. I want a Polaroid, so like you could take pictures like a screenshot, and it would actually take a screenshot if you found a Polaroid, and then someone could kill you and see these Polaroids of you like hanging out with a bunch of people and be like, I just killed a kind person. Or they see Polaroids of a savage, like their buddy's like cutting up someone, you know what I mean? Like all these different but I mentioned a emote wheel. We got an emote wheel. I was like, dude, that was my idea. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. That was ego. I was curious if you think there would ever be a mod that changes facial expression tied to a player's experience. So like if I was around a bunch of players within a radius of 50 meters for like over 30 minutes, my character would like have more of a smile and their eyebrows would be maybe a little bit raised. Or if I killed people, for every player I killed, like my eyebrows would like go in a little more. Or yeah, like more more like more of Archie's face, like after I kill more and more people, versus like a face like mine when you're around people and happy. You know what I mean? So like I was curious if you think that would ever be something that could be implemented.
That's actually a really cool idea. You know, it harkens back to the old DayZ Armor 2 mod where you had the hero in the bandit skin. You know, but that was probably a bit over the top.
Yeah, that's the same thing, but it's very subtle.
Simplistic. And yeah, you know, that hard and 1,000-yard stare for the fucking the trained killer, as opposed to a more jovial, friendly face, so you can get a read on people, because that's the one thing you can't get from playing a video game is, you know, be able to get that body language inflections and that from a person, and you know, have some sort of understanding. What are you shaking your head about, Archie?
I disagree 1,000%. Every time I roll up on somebody, the mic is the greatest weapon in DayZ.
Oh, 100%.
I always completely disarm them psychologically, and that's why I can always get away with the shit that I do, right? But I like because there's already facial expressions and stuff in DayZ, and I like the Polaroid idea, like making it pull from your user data actively as you do it to make a Polaroid. It's got to be possible. Dump Grout made a fucking mod where it tells you in Discord if you're getting base rated. But anyway, that would be cool. But then again, I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is when Boydie said you can't read body language and stuff, I know when someone's a shithead, and I'm not trying to like imply.
Have you ever watched Danny Boy's videos?
No,
dude,
but I will.
You will.
Thank you. Dude, you did it for me.
He would fuck you up, Archie. He would fuck you up. He is the most nice, kind-sounding British gentleman you've ever met, and he would disarm the fucking most hardened, savage fucking person.
That's Danny the kind of people that I like, though.
Danny Boy is one of the greatest losses to the DayZ community, because he's off playing other games now. He's ex-British military as well. But his videos, oh my fucking God. I'm going to find a link to his channel, because he is just, and Cam, you remember Danny. How good were his videos, mate?
He's one of my really good friends. He was one of the main content creators. Him and the Adventures of Twig were like my two best friends when I was playing. But he Archie, I imagine very similar to you. He would disarm someone with his speech, and then once they're at their most trusting, take advantage of that, walk them like 300 meters away, and then have them go, no, please.
You can tell people, hey, if you make a cow sound, the cow will come over here, and then the dipshit sits there for 30 minutes doing it, you know? And they believe it the whole time because you just keep the ruse going. And I learned from like Daniel from Second Life back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like, Daniel from SL.
Yeah, that was like, and the guy, like you said, he's got that weird unassuming accent, and then he just disarms people, and then, you know, I like to make people kill themselves, right, through their own actions, but just by listening to me. But I guess what I was trying to say is I can typically tell when someone thinks they're being slick, you know what I mean? Yep. But that's because I have so much experience in the game. You can kind of tell when people are shitheads and when they're not, you know? And maybe I'm a little judgmental. Usually if they have that like California accent, they're up to something. You know what I mean?
I just said Danny Boy's channel. If you guys haven't heard of him, he hasn't uploaded in quite a while. But some of his older videos are the most amazing. He was a great editor. And just when the change happens, Cam, oh my fucking God. But he didn't do it every time. So you were always hanging on the edge of your seat wondering, is he going to be Danny? Is he going to be
this guy going to be free or not? You know, is this guy at the end of this, what is this guy's journey? And sometimes you just see him walking up the road, and the music would fade to black, and then 2 seconds later he'd be like stabbing him with a stick in the room.
You genuinely felt bad for the people, because he would meet some of the most lovely people, but he was just a cold-hearted fucking cunt.
That's the best part, man. That's the best part of the game, though.
Yes.
Like, there's no other game where you can do this shit where it matters, you know what I mean?
When you just run around and PvP someone, you know, 1,000 meter fucking snipe and all the rest of it, you know, for that person, all it is running along, you are dead. Or, you know, a minute or two of high intense action. But Danny Boy, I guarantee every single person in those videos, they will remember the day they met Danny, won't they, Cam? They will never forget that.
Yeah.
They're probably telling their friends about the time years ago they met this nice-sounding British guy who just
That's what I was going to say.
fucked them. He fucked them. And it is some of the best content ever and had nowhere near the views it deserved.
Who the fuck cares how many people see it, brother? If you do something with good intent, the amount of recognition you get should be irrelevant to you. But yeah, he definitely could have garnished more viewership. But I think this is something that everyone here would probably agree on. That's the thing about DayZ that makes it incredibly special. It's like an event could happen one day. Years later, you could be thinking about something completely different, and that will come across your mind. Holy shit! Remember when that guy came in there and did this to me, or like this interaction happened and the dude shit his pants and then ran off the bridge. These things kind of stand out in your memory. And I think that's personally why I enjoy streaming the game. Like I recently was streaming God of War. I never played it before. My community was like, fucking do it, dude. So I was like, I'll do it. I'm streaming it. And I realized I love the game. It's super fun. But like from a viewer perspective, the question mark that's present in DayZ, like, what's going to happen? Who the fuck knows? It could be the worst stream, the best stream. It could be the sickest headshot you could miss and then make friends with that guy. Like, the question mark, bro, is what makes
and one of the other things as well that you're kind of touching on there is one of the beauties of streaming. Even if you don't want to stream, always record. If you can, always record.
Because the best shit happens when you don't.
One of the most memorable interactions was I got betrayed like Danny would do, like you would do, Archie. Now, I met this guy, and we had this amazing journey from Cherno all the way across to, from Electro, all the way across to Cherno. We're chatting and all the rest of it, and we get to that little military camp just outside Cherno on top of the hill there, and we're in the tower, and this guy starts attacking us. And I hadn't told the guy I was running with that I actually had a gun on me. You always keep a few cards close to your chest and that. And he's saying he didn't have a gun either. And he just seemed like the nicest fucking guy. And then I've whipped out my gun, fired off a few shots, and the next thing I'm dead. And I'm like, well, the guy must have got me. I went back and I reviewed the footage because I'm thinking this made a nice video. And as I'm editing the video, I realized that the other guy betrayed me. The other guy pulled out a gun and shot me. And I still remember the feeling as I'm watching the fucking, in Adobe Editor, and I'm like, I got played.
This sucks, bro.
And I uploaded the video and I ran into him afterwards. We chatted in the Discord of the server that we were on, and he was like, we got you so fucking good. And I went, you did. And I loved him for it because he gave me one of my best memories of DayZ. And that was, we say it all the time on here, Cam. People with DayZ, a lot of people have got to realise that sometimes taking an L is a dub in this game. The beauty of DayZ is that it's not about I hate seeing people talk about in community chats. Can we get a KD ratio and all the rest of it and a kill feed? You're playing the wrong game. I know you can play DayZ however you want, but you're playing the wrong game if all you're interested in is how many kills you get every time you log on. DayZ's bigger than that. You're missing out on so much if all you're interested in is how many people you get to kill every time you log on.
I would say you're not playing the wrong game, but you're missing an opportunity to play the game properly. Yeah. Because like people do play that. They do play on controversy, Sunnyvale servers. People play on these servers that do have the things going on over there. You know what I mean? The kill logs and all that, KD counters. And some people, they get off on that. But the greater experience, in my opinion, which is just one of many, is that you can gain a lot from playing it a different way.
You said it wrong. Play DayZ however you want, but honestly, you're missing out on so much of the experience because all these kills are just going to blur into fucking one. But it's those special interactions, those special memories. Archie, some of your videos, mate, where you troll people into fucking, like make it a cow noise and they think a cow's going to come, or when you, have you seen Archie's one where he actually got it taken down by Bohemia, I think, because they thought he was promoting an exploit, but he was tricking people into committing suicide. But he told them that if they did the animation, they would get a God mode glitch. Have you seen that one?
Nice.
Cam? It is the
nice. No, I haven't. But that is genius.
Fucking video, watching just fool after fool after fool press F11, and they just keep on dying right in front of Archie. And I think even at one stage, someone came back and did it again, didn't they, Archie?
Yeah, they did it twice, and I was like, "Oh, you're supposed to hit Shift Tab, not Escape," and then they did it again. It was so fun.
Oh god, that's
it's fun. It's just that's the thing, man. I think the thing that got me at a similar situation to Boydie, because I used to be the guy who wanted to help everybody, because DayZ wasn't built to be a shooter. The PvP's trash, but I like meeting people and stuff. But I ran with these dudes, and I kept getting sick, and I didn't know what was going on. And we're all hunting together, and then I got bear trapped, and my legs were broken, and I realized that they did it to me, and I felt like fucking heartbroken, like my friends that I had just met. Like I felt it IRL, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how could they do that to someone? And then I was like, and then it just made me into this like cold, sadistic bastard on the game.
It only takes one, dude. It only takes one.
And I'm like, these dudes, I played with these guys for like 8 fucking hours, and then we were logging out. And they shot me. And I was
like, that's rough. Fuck? That's rough.
And they deleted me out of their TeamSpeak. This was back then.
That's rough.
And I was like, what the but then I was just like, you know what? I don't care. I'm on the coast. I get a clean slate.
Yeah.
And that's when I turned. I will recommend a video called The Longest Ruse, and I know you can't spell ruse, but go check it out. That is the best troll video on DayZ ever.
Daniel from SL in the fire station, phenomenal. Yes. Shooting in the barracks.
Hacker. He's a fucking hacker. He's
a fucking hacker. He is.
Brilliant video.
The Longest Ruse.
When he's talking about what he did, and he did something like very scandalous. He's all.
I have my girlfriend.
So good.
I hacked my girlfriend's bank account.
When he's like, or whatever sound he makes, he's like whistling.
Yeah.
That's so funny that you mentioned that. I'll make it as short as possible. But Boydie knows this. I for a long time, I never shot anybody. Like, I literally would only shoot in response to being shot. And that's how I played the game. And before this most recent time of doing it, I was like, I can play the game however the fuck I want. I could shoot somebody if I want, And I got this notion across me. I'm going to enjoy the PvP side of this game that I've endeavored so deep into. So I'm doing that. And I always seek out to kill people. And then I meet them. And I become friends and we travel across the entire map. Literally every fucking time. Every time. I'm like, fucking, they betrayed me. Next life, I'm killing everyone, dude. I'm killing everyone. I'll start streaming. I'll run into a group of 7 and I'm just like, well, these guys are kind of nice. That guy's got a little bit of trouble with his dog right now, and I can relate to that, in my path. So I came across this group of like 4 guys, literally traveled with them for 7 hours on New Year's Day. But I told myself I had to kill all of them one at a time in different locations every single person.
Yes, bro. Yes.
And I called it the longest game, and I'm working on it right now. So I kill one, and I immediately identify this British guy's fucking good. I got to get rid of him ASAP, Brad. And I kill that guy. And I'm like, yeah, someone shot from the bushes. I don't know, And I got them to stay inside of the Iztec prison. I don't know if you guys know that compound. I acted like someone sniped at me, and we stayed inside of the prison for like an hour and a half, just like, yeah, he's out there, dude. I know what he is. and so I end up killing 2 of them, and then we ran into one of them again, and I put a concussion grenade in the fire that we were all cooking at. Knocked all of them unconscious. I decided to kill 2 of them. One of them was like going through a lot. He was like, I got spinal bifida, I got this going on. He was just like listing off so many different things. Dude, so I was going to handcuff him. And at the end, I handcuffed him. I shot the other 2 guys in the head, but the guy that gave me the shotgun gave me rubber slugs. So I didn't kill the first guy. And I thought I did, but I shot the second guy twice in the face. So he wakes up and he shoots me and he kills me. And I was like, oh my God, I went through all that time, all that energy, all that effort, and then it all collapsed at the end. And I thought about that moment. Like, first off, I don't hate those guys. Yeah. Those guys that I was running with, I love them. I thought they were great company. I had a great time. But within this realm of DayZ, I was like, this is what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm choosing to play the game. And I hope I haven't reached out to him, Green Mountain Boy 4262. I haven't reached out to him yet. But I hope after they killed me, like him and the other guy took a moment and were like, wait a second. No, it couldn't. Wait, at the thing, he said someone shot at us.
Yeah.
What if he was him? And they had to like recant all the events. And like, that's the beauty, dude. Like, any way you want to go about it, bro, you can go about it. And you can make the people that you're coming across have a good time. I doubt the guy that I shot in the face and I said, it was all me. and then I shot him in the head with the AK right in front of him. I doubt he was like, put it down and was like, well, that was fun. You know, he probably was frustrated for a moment. But in the larger scheme of things, it's like the experience being different, right? The Boydie was saying, like, sniping someone from 100 meters feels cool, but it's just a black screen. Having some type of connection to that death always makes it better, even if it's for revenge, you know.
DayZ just brings out, well, one of my favorites is Gecko Fish. I love his reaction to when things go wrong. He just, this fucking game, it's just, there's not many games that can bring you to such points of emotion, and it's why a lot of veterans loved DayZ, because, you know, barring active service, it brings out emotions in you that you generally don't get from playing any other game. You know, you play PUBG, you make it to the top 2 or top 5, it gets a bit. But DayZ just is, some of the plays in a fucking next level fucking amazing. And the psyops, the mind warfare of this fucking game that you can play with people like you guys love to do, it's just, it's awesome. There's nothing like it. And that's why, yeah, DayZ will be the king for years to come. There's nothing like it.
Oh, yeah. Cam, I got to send you one of my videos, not to shamelessly plug. It's called He's in the Walls. You'll love it, bro. I'm going to send it to you.
Please. He's in the walls.
You'll find yourself binging Archie's content. It's his sense of humor, and he's a troll. He's a fucking troll.
It's just
he
fun,
loves to
bro.
fuck with people in the game.
It's all good fun.
Yeah, he's got one where he walks around just giving people gasoline. And then, you know, they get sick. And he's like, oh, man, you must have caught the virus. You need to keep drinking water. And he's just giving
you need to be hydrated. Yeah.
The trick is you have to use the emote wheel and throw up, too, so they think you're sick. And then immediately they're like, oh, he didn't do it to me. He wouldn't do it to himself. But it never clicks that you're using the vomit on the emote wheel, you know? I mean, it's just there's no other game like we've been saying for fucking 20 minutes. There's no other game that gives you this amount of free choice where it actually matters. Because getting killed feels good, sorta, but getting it over on people feels so good, and nothing feels so accomplished as it does when you squad wipe.
And this is why you should record your footage, because when you go back and you watch it, they might have realized, like when you pick up the bottle. It does show in your inventory, and it shows the contents. They might not have seen it while they were playing, but yeah, it's hang about. Let me check something.
It's all a con. You got to make it seem like it spawned, and you can be like, "Oh, you were looking for water. Here's water right here. It just spawned on this picnic table," and then they grab it and chuck it, right? Because how would gasoline be in a spawned water bottle? Shit like that.
Yeah,
that's fucking smart shit. I didn't think of that.
No, that's why DayZ, I think it's only you being out there in Hewenden, buddy. Twitter's working fine for me here in Brisbane, mate.
We're starting to lose you guys again.
Yeah, Archie, me too. It's the American way, brother. We're the fuck out of here.
Russia must be invading Ukraine.
Must be.
Dude, Jesus.
Well, there goes California.
California's just been wiped off the coast.
just frack along the border.
Disconnect and come back if you can hear me.
No, Biden. We said nuke Kiev, not California. Fuck's sake, man.
You good there, Cam?
Now, we've waxed lyrical about that long enough. I want to talk about something we touched on earlier. The loss of Jacob Mango. It's fucking huge. A lot of people don't realize just how much of an impact that guy has had on this game, DayZ. Lad, you probably know better than anyone just how much he's involved in the background.
I mean, all you have to do is really look at the workshop and see that CF is the #1 most subscribed mod on the workshop right there. Without as I've said, without him, fuck knows how modding would have been. And the thing is like, he's human like the rest of us, and he's got his own interests. And if the passion isn't there, if he's not interested anymore, then he has every right to say, "Look, I'm done with it." And it is a shame with how he's fucking back. Let's go, boys. But it's like, and I respect him for what he's done for the community, and I respect him for bringing out CF and, all the various different tools and his contributions to the community. And, I would love to pick his brain about coding and scripting because, I want to learn myself. But a lot of servers obviously use CF. In fact, it's pretty much a mandatory fucking mod to have on your server.
Yeah. It's just.
He's muted.
No, we couldn't hear you, Cam. But no, it's just. Like you talk about, we've got Mass stepping away. Now Jacob.
A lot of people are leaving a lot of well-known modders are leaving the community, and it's such a shame. But you can't really, bloody hell, so many issues here. Can't really expect them to stick around forever to continue updating their mods. Bloody hell.
It's Lad's master plan. He's getting everybody to leave the community so he can take over and be the one modder.
I am the only one left. You want this feature? No.
So I would assume that since CF will be finished after whenever this update comes out for 1.16, that's it then. CF is pretty much done.
No, Arkansas is apparently taking it over.
Yes, so Arkansas is taking it over. The development for it isn't completely dead. It's just Jacob Mango. He's handing off everything to him, and which is fair enough. I mean, it's good that there's at least something going on to make sure that the continued operation for the mod is still happening.
But will they still get updated and stuff? Or will CF still get updated?
Yeah, so CF will still get updated. Everything that'll happen. In terms of updates for the main game. Pardon me. Fuck me. Pardon me. But yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so every single update that comes out, if the CF is broken, then Arkansas will fix it. The models still get updated by him. And it'll just continue going on and on and on until obviously, nobody plays this fucking game anymore. I would hope. But that's just how modding goes in any community. People will obviously come and go. Their impacts will always be felt. And, like I said, it is a shame Jacob Mango is going, and I hope him the best wherever he moves to. Hopefully, when Infusion is released with Arma Reforge or Arma 4 or whatever, he'll continue working on there. He's not done with modding, he's just done with DayZ modding, which is honestly completely fair considering as a modder, the amount of toxic comments you get from server owners and people who don't understand the process of how modding functions, especially with a game like DayZ. People just expect, the continued joke of fix your mod kind of thing. People are ruthless. People are horrible when a mod doesn't work because it's it's my server's down because this mod's fucked. I want to
elaborate on something that Jacob shared with us. But one of the big issues for him was to do with server owners. And about basically what you were talking about, that they'll whine and cry when something breaks, but a lot of them are using these shitty paywalled mods that make it hard to even figure out why shit is broken. So,
I mean, we've talked about on the podcast, especially with money and mods, adopt the modder. But that's the thing. It's if a server owner decides they're going to pay for a mod because, paid mods obviously means that they're better, they're fucking not. We've had modders on as guests who've said, mods, these paid mods, some can, purposely break vanilla code so that you're forced to use their stuff. So if you want to use a paid mod alongside a free one, you're forced to use the paid one. And it sucks, and it's very demoralizing, and obviously it all comes down to the people who buy it, the server owners, that buy it, and it sucks. But when you're a server owner and you don't provide help or bug reports or anything like that, and you just expect, fix this mod, it's fucking infuriating. It's demoralizing. So I don't blame them for it. Absolutely, I don't. I personally haven't had it because, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a good modder, but I don't, like, my stuff relies on vanilla, doesn't rely on anything else. So if my mod breaks, it's because I fucked up.
But this is one of the things that got me down this week. Was one of the things we've always tried to do with this show is, you know, people keep telling me I need to get bigger names on. I don't think many big names will come on because of things I'm about to say. I don't think that there is enough being done by some of the big name content creators in this community to shine the light on the real people who are keeping this game going behind the scenes, which is the modders, the map makers, and to an extent server owners who put a lot of money into creating some amazing communities. Most of them just take it for granted that this stuff is there, that this stuff will always be there. It's not always going to be there. You know, we've seen before when people have pulled mods because they're just sick of it. And, you know, it's like you were touching on, lad, there's a lot of people who just, Marks, when we were talking yesterday, someone said something about, you know, people just forget. It was you, I think, who said people just forget with the internet about emotion, about you know, a bit of empathy in that. A lot of these modders do what they do out of the goodness of their heart. Dumpgrower said yesterday, you know, there's really no model in place for modders to get financial support other than they start a Patreon or they put a PayPal link on their in the Steam Workshop. But other than that, other than getting massive on Twitter, which you've got to be pretty fucking lucky as a modder, like how often do the big guys who stream get modders on or talk about mods in their content? They don't, for the most part. They're only interested in putting on a show. And I understand that for them, they're making a living. And it might not be the most interesting of content. But they've got to start fucking doing more. They've got to start fucking doing more to help these people get some recognition, to let people know they're appreciated, that, you know, what they do is appreciated by the people who play this fucking game. And not just on PC, but also, you know, all these amazing people who are doing stuff behind the scenes for console as well. There needs to be more done. I'm sick of them just milking this game for all they can financially and not putting much back into it. I'm getting sick of it. I really fucking am. And I'm going on a bit of a rant now, but it hurts me. And it shouldn't hurt me. I shouldn't allow this shit to get to me. But yeah. It just saddens me. I wish I could do more, but I can't. I can only do what I can do. But
and that's the thing. It's like what you do, and you know, from what you've always done, especially before I've been here, you know, it's really awesome. It's appreciative, and some modders, you know, feel and share your sentiment with it. You know, there's people out there. You know, I mean, I'm mod because sometimes I get free time, I get bored. Like I've told you guys what I've been working on, and I'm excited for it. And you know, recently this guy called Geb, he was going on the modders Discord, and he was talking about fish, and people was like, "Oh, one fish, give us the fish." And he's just released the one. It's really fucking good. And it's like, and as Tom says, it's not solely on content creators; it's the whole community. And you'll get this from content creators, from players and server owners, and even other modders. You'll always get those people who kind of expect this level of continuity. Like, I can't think of the fucking word, and I can't even say it. And you know, some modders, they can't take it, and that's completely understandable.
Let me elaborate on something. There's a couple of comments in chat. Dumpgra, Knight can basically, they're agreeing with what I'm saying, and why I'm saying it needs to be the content creators leading the charge is because they set the tone for a lot of stuff. If one of them goes and plays a certain map, then that map could blow up. Mark's has done a video on. Mark, you do an amazing job, mate. You do these great videos where you'll highlight a community or you'll highlight a mod, and that brings attention. But you can only do what you can do as well. You're only one person. There are guys with much bigger reach out there who, if they did, I'm not going to name names, but the big guys actually did a video that wasn't just a gameplay video, or they incorporated somehow into it. Once a month maybe they did a community segment as part of their stream where they shine the light on something in the workshop, something in the community, and maybe get a modder on. We've all heard streamers sit there and shit on a mod or something that breaks in a game or something like that. How many of them actually understand the mechanics behind it? I sure as fuck don't. That's why I got you on, lad, because I don't understand this stuff. And even Archie to an extent mods as well. So between you two, I can get a better understanding, and using the platform that we have here, share that with people so that knowledge is power. If people understand, they'll be less likely to go straight into a fucking Steam workshop and go fix your fucking mod. They might understand that the mod is actually made by a person who has emotions and feelings. And as much as we all want to be able to just shrug it off and sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, it fucking gets to you. It gets to you after a while when people are when the majority, Dumpgrub, what did he say that comment yesterday, Mark? Sifting through the shit to find the nuggets of gold.
The golden nugget, yeah.
Yeah, because you look at so many of their of the comments on the mods on the Steam Workshop, fix your fucking mod. Your mod's not working. How often do you see people go in there and say, I love your mod? How often do you see them tag him on Twitter? I love your mod. Dumpgrass said yesterday when I shared out his Patreon, with my limited reach, 2 people joined his Patreon. I wasn't aware that had actually happened. I'd just done a tweet because that's what I do. But imagine if one of the big guys did that. Hey, guys, just letting you know, so-and-so who creates some of the best mods for DayZ also has a Patreon. I've got to give a shout out to ArchieStormCloud. When he was streaming the Queens of the Castle event, he kept on telling people through his event, don't use your Prime on me, use it on one of these amazing girls who were in the event. That's the sort of stuff we need to see more of. We need to see people, I understand it's a business, I understand they need to make money, but at what price? At what price? It doesn't cost much to say a nice word, to share a link on your Twitter, to spend 20 minutes at the start of your stream showcasing a mod that's... Sorry?
You're going... I have to stop you before you say too much. You're looking at this from a thing. So with us on the podcast here, we obviously know quite a few modders, and we talk to them personally, or we just know who they are. We follow them on Twitter, stuff like that. I can guarantee you 95% of the big creators on YouTube, and I know this personally because I've been told it, don't know who makes mods for DayZ.
Yeah.
I know personally because I've been told this by certain people that, like big creators, that they don't know who makes DayZ expansion. They don't know the people behind like a big mod like that. They don't know the people. They don't know. I mentioned Jacob Mango to somebody like that. They haven't a notion who he is.
Exactly.
So they're not going to go to the way. They don't care. Just as long as their servers are set up, they hire people to make their servers and build them. They don't go into any of that because they just don't have the time. When you're running a channel that big and you have to drop out a weekly video or something like that, the amount of time you have to spend getting gameplay and then editing that video, you genuinely do not have the free time to be researching these mods and stuff like that. I do it because I don't do the gameplay stuff necessarily as much as they do. So, and I kind of like it. I just like.
You got a format that works well for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if a big streamer was meant to do that or do like a weekly thing where do it, the behind the scenes of the modding stuff in DayZ is such a small part of the community. It doesn't attract any viewers whatsoever. You want to kill a big stream, you highlight behind the scenes of a mod. It's the, I know it sounds blunt, but it is the truth.
Yeah. No, you are right. Yeah.
You'll kill streams instantly, and that's why people don't do it. And people just don't know. And genuinely, most of the audience watching couldn't give a flying fuck about the people who make these mods. Just as long as the mods work, that's all the people are happy about. Most of the time, when a mod breaks, people don't even know where to go to complain. It's only the minority few that know where to go, where they are saying these things, and that's just the facts. It's just the facts,
yeah,
it, you know.
I mean, I'd hate to say it, but I agree. I wanted to do, and I talked about this earlier on. I wanted to do more development streams, and the last time I'd done one, nobody watched at all.
Look, even when Clement Dab was doing them, not many people were watching.
And that's it. And it's like, modders, as much as I hate to say the term, are the unsung heroes. And, that they get a lot of shit and they get a lot of bad rap from certain people. And it's just unfortunately one of those things that you have to take on as being somebody who creates that kind of content, that creates mods. And, you'll get those server owners who genuinely care. They'll take the time out of the day to do what they need to do, and you'll get some content creators. We're fortunate with the podcast. We've had a wide variety of different content creators, and pretty much every episode we talk about modding because obviously it's a important part of our community. And we'll talk about it a lot, and we do have the chance and the opportunity to kind of spread, I wouldn't say awareness, but make people know about who makes these mods and stuff like that. And the general player base and the general owners and stuff like that.
Oh fuck, dude, that.
Are you guys all right now?
Deep intellectual conversation.
Oh my god,
that'd be great. No, I'm kidding. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Sorry.
I don't know whether you guys have been hearing what we're talking about. But just the lack of support for modders in particular by a lot of content creators out there. Marx is basically, he thinks I'm expecting too much of him. But I just wish there were people who spent more time understanding what modders do. So when they're in their chat or when they're in their stream and they're getting people saying, these fucking mods are broken and all the rest of it, they can set them straight and explain that, things aren't quite as easy as you take it for. Because we're talking about Jacob Mango. I would even go so far as to say maybe 99% of content creators have no idea who he is. Even though he's one of the biggest, arguably the biggest name in DayZ modding.
Yeah, easily. And it's just, unfortunately, it's one of those kind of things that you kind of have to deal with. And modders, they tend not to care about... Oh.
Go on.
Yeah, if you want to turn your cam off, Cam, it's all good, bud.
That's all right.
I'm naked.
But yeah, so, and that's the thing with modders, is that you'll find the only thing they'll care about is, in some cases, their stats on their own workshop. And I was talking to Dumgra about it the other day, and I was telling him that I'm really impressed with how many subscribers he's got for his building fortifications mod, and he was so proud of himself, and that's the main thing. And at the end of the day, that's kind of like what we care about. Sure, some of us set up Patreons, set up PayPals in order to get donations, and that's perfectly fine. But the matter of fact is that they barely get touched by the general community. They don't get donations, they don't get patrons, apart from obviously, as you were saying, Dump got 2 extra, and that's fantastic. But going with what Mark said, it is an unfortunate reality. And sure, we can push as much as we want to kind of get to change that, to kind of, I wouldn't say change the opinion, but maybe slightly change the mindset or make people more aware of what these people do.
Here's a concept.
If that can happen.
Why couldn't one of these big guys? You see them do collabs with each other all the time. Why couldn't they reach out to a Jacob Mango? He may say no, or to a Arkansas, or to a Red Falcon, or someone like that, and say, hey, what I want to do is have a collab with you and get you on stream, and we'll play together. And in the downtime, we could talk about what you do, and you can explain to us how it works.
Because it'd be a colossal waste of time, and they wouldn't get. They don't have an audience for that.
They wouldn't get the viewers.
They don't have an audience for that. You can't. You literally cannot. Like, so, okay, for example, my guides will do 100K, 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 100K. I'll put out a fucking hilarious masterpiece, and that's from other people, right? I always criticize my own shit because I'll watch a video I make and see 1,000 errors. Other people watch it and laugh, right? I'll put out something like Sad Soup or He's in the Walls or something and get 5,000-6,000. And then it's tremendously better than How to Build a Fire in DayZ, but that's got 175,000, right? I don't have an audience for gameplay videos, just like someone like Nazar or JOK or whoever, insert name here, doesn't have an audience for guides or sitting down with a modder. And now they could say at the end of their video, at the end of every one of their videos, they could say, oh, by the way, I want you guys to go take a look. These are the mods on this server that you might have liked, and here is the person who made it. Right?
I do have to laugh at what DOJ just wrote in chat. Most modders barely even play the game anyway. They wouldn't even be able to meet up.
I mean, that's true. But then again, do most of these content creators that you're talking about, the big ones, even give a fuck about the community? No, they don't.
I was saying, Archie, I can guarantee you 95% of the big content creators out there haven't a clue who Jacob Mango is.
No, they don't. They don't know who
They don't know him from a hole in the wall. They don't know. And they don't care because they don't need to care.
And I'm not talking shit about anybody.
Yeah, no, me neither. Yeah, but it's
just how it is. Like
they don't need to care, you know?
Yeah. They don't.
But they should want to care. They should want to care. They should, maybe even once every fucking quarter, they just, dedicate something to raising awareness of something behind the scenes. I know they can't do everyone, but it'd be just nice to see them maybe do something. Cam, what are your thoughts on this, mate?
Bro. Thank you for asking me.
Am I being fucking too, kumbaya, let's all hold hands and circle jerk and all the rest of it, and not realizing the reality? Or, Mark said yes, but...
Metaphor, analogy. Here we go. Archie has a really good video. They're in the walls. Kobe's in the... What was it called?
He's in the walls, yeah.
He's in the walls.
Kobe's
I've never seen it in my life. But it was something good that someone put out, right? The same thing is happening with mod creators. They're doing something great. It's out in the public eye. Maybe I came across it when I'm scrolling through YouTube late at night looking up ASMR videos of a Vietnamese woman doing a massage. You know what I mean? And maybe I saw it, but I didn't click on it. I wasn't conscious of it. So until it's put in front of me in a way that's digestible, maybe like the format that you're saying, like a big content creator shouts them out at the end. Yeah, that would be great. But the reality is it's just not present in front of someone. So yeah, it would be great for Jacob Mingo. I know who he is. I use things that he's done, and I'm sure everyone here knows who he is. And it's a result of us being within the inner workings of these things that other people are blind to. And it's just a matter of if that is something that we're trying to do, is us as content creators should be promoting the names that we think are kind of like pushing this train along, and that's up to us as our responsibility as people that are conscious of that. And the other people that don't want to shout it out and want to focus on themselves, everyone has their own life. They're fucking trying to make it. I'm trying to make it. This motherfucker's trying to make it. So, dude,
Danger 9 has got a good point in chat there as well. Shouldn't Bohemia be doing something for these mod creators? I mean, they are keeping their game running. And yes, we've said this before. I really think the community spotlight that they do each month needs to have a mod section. A section dedicated to modders. Maybe there's legalities that I'm not considering. But
that's something that I would think too. Like maybe like
creators. They shout out screenshots. They shout out community events. Why can't they shout out more modders?
Well, Dumpgraz is promoting himself. I mean, he's going on there making funny-ass YouTube videos.
Dumpgraz has taken on board the feedback. Like Mark's has got a very, he's probably at the other polar opposite to myself. And here's an example, people. We might not agree, but we don't hate each other. I'll fucking get you later, you Irish prick. But yeah, it's... I derailed my train of thought. DayZ's got a good point there. Daily Press, at least place the modders on credits at the end of a stream. It's a start. Just a 5-minute shout out. It couldn't hurt them.
No,
it couldn't hurt them to do something. Try something.
Buddy. It won't work, and I'll tell you why. Because
the algorithm.
Not even the algorithm, but people use the DayZ SA launcher. They click on that, they download the mods, they go in there. If a server has 20, 30, 40 mods on it, and you want them to go through and tag, even 50% of those modders on that list, they're not going to do it. That takes so long to go through manually each. It'd take fucking hours to do. It would take hours to do.
Plus, nothing's going to keep you there for that part of the video. Like if you've ever looked at analytics, there's the most viewed spots and there's the ones that aren't. And like the last 40 seconds of the videos are always it just trails off. So even but you also have to think like when you build your brand, someone would literally have to build a brand around shouting out modders like Septic Falcon did, or I've seen Marks do it before. But the thing is, those kind of videos. The content creators that are getting 150, 200K per video, they'll fuck their spot in the algorithm up putting out a video that flops.
Yeah,
it happens every time. That's why Marks is not doing gameplay videos. I'm not doing gameplay videos because it's just we don't have the algorithm's not used to that from us.
If a PvP gamer like DayZ, PvP or YouTuber or streamer wants to kill their channel, they'd release a mod video and that would kill it dead.
And it sounds like it's a selfish act, but that shit pays my bills, bro. You know what I mean?
And we are all trying to survive, brother.
I understand that.
As a modder, as somebody, obviously, the modder here, with the suggestion of a content creator getting a modder on, I can easily tell you now. Let's see how many hours I've got in DayZ right now. 4.1K, and I can easily tell you that at least 2,000 to 2,500 of those hours is development. I barely play the game anymore. Like I the only server I play now is a server that I've spotlighted before, Genesis, and I do it to help. I've also tried Archie server. I gave the advice about the temperature, and hopefully that fixed quite a few things.
It did. Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. But I play servers now.
Very homoerotic in here, Cam, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm into guys. That's fine with me.
But it's like so going back to what I was saying, when it comes down to it, modders will tend not to play the game, if at all. You'll notice that a lot of the higher tier modders or the more well known, who's pumped out a lot of good content, got a lot of good mods, they've said they haven't played the game in over a year or two. Yeah. Like they just don't.
They don't have time.
They don't have time, and a lot of modders. The reason why they do it is it's a hobby, it's a learning. Like with me doing it, I've learned a lot about doing textures and artistry and shit like that. And I would one day love to be able to still get a position at BI to work on DayZ or whatever next project I got going. I still want to do that at some point, and that's a goal for me. And I'm not going to fucking stop until I do it, because when I do it and the red 9's not out, you know what I'm doing?
It's never coming out. Chat.
Shut the
Hashtag
fuck up.
no red 9. Chat.
Bring back the rack. Bring back the
rack.
Dude,
Give me the fucking
I'll take the red 9 over the rack. Easy, bro. What the fuck?
Ban him.
Are you serious? The rack over the red 9?
Ban him.
from the guest list.
Indiana Jones has a friend over here, buddy. Let's go.
What?
But
Red 9 got the butt stock too, dude? What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
And you still miss every shot, lad.
You just
my first video.
If lad had
my first video that caught on
that he'd miss.
My first video that caught on started off with the red 9 kill. I'll never forget it. It got hosted on the SMOS, hosted on the community spot. Totally went from nothing to Astro projection because of that red 9 kill. Shout out to you.
I gotta be honest, I don't hate the red 9. It's a cool gun, okay?
Yeah, there's a name I haven't heard in ages, mate, SMOS. He was a very good community manager. A lot of people don't remember
Without him, I wouldn't exist. Yeah. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys, 100%.
Mm-hmm. But going back to it, it's like content creators, and unfortunately the reality is that Marks and Archie is right. Most modders, they'll just make stuff because they want to. Some want to push the limits of the engine. Some maybe want to do it just straight up for money and whatever, and that's, it's just one of those things. But to be honest, getting the recognition, as you've been, wanting, Boydie. You're known for it. Every single podcast you talk about it, and it's fucking phenomenal. And exactly. But that's what you're known for. You've built your content around getting on, guests of content creators, models, and players, and that's good. But
sorry, I just need to quickly interject here. 2016 was SMOS. What's that? 6 years ago.
6 years ago.
I just sent him a message on a DM on Twitter, just asking how he's doing. I haven't spoken to him since November 4th, 2016. Holy shit. That's a long fucking time, man. Now carry on, lad.
No, Mark, you were going to say something.
Because I think, Buddy, you could do something. You have the brilliant opportunity to do something here if you wanted to put in the time and effort, since you keep going on about modders. Bring back the Spotlight series, but dedicated to modders.
Modders, yeah, exactly. I was thinking
solves the problem.
Do it. And that's the thing. Don't be, how would I say it? Don't be the person who... this is going to sound blunt, and I do apologize if this is,
I know what he's going to say.
Don't be the person who makes other people want to do what you want to do. Do it yourself. Absolutely do it yourself. Okay. And you've been doing it.
I didn't know what you were going to say.
You have that platform already there.
What did you think he was going to say?
Yeah. No, I thought he was coming hot and heavy. I thought he was going to say, like, don't talk about that shit, do that shit. But with different...
Well, he kind of did. Yeah, in a sense.
He kind of did.
Like Boydie, like, let's just put it this way, like, like I said, your content, what you do is about that, and you'll get the few modders who come in and they actually do genuinely appreciate it. A lot of modders don't give a shit. Like, they'll just make stuff, they'll fix stuff, they'll get shouted at by players and server owners. It fucking happens. But if you take the time to do what you do, even if it fucks up your algorithms, even if it fucks up your numbers.
I do not care about my algorithms.
That's it.
There you go. I don't even watch them.
And that's the thing. And it's like, essentially, do it yourself. Get people onto the spotlight. Talk about these cool new things. Well, heck, even if you want to DM me and ask me, like, if there is anything that's caught your eye, I'll be sure to let you know. Dump will be able to let you know. Archie probably as well.
Shameless plug time here. I'm sharing in the chat a link. It is something, and I kind of dropped the ball with it. But it is something I have started doing, and I'm going to be doing through the other channel that we have now, the 87.8 Survivor FM Shorts, because as you guys might have noticed, nearly every week we've been concentrating on focusing more of a spotlight on mods. And what I intend to do is, like the video I just linked, it was only 2 minutes 45, but from the episode where we talked about Admiral's diving mod, and actually uploading it as a separate video.
Also,
sorry,
quick thing, you need to change that title. It's god awful, by the way.
Well, you've got access to it. Fucking get in there and do your magic. You're the fucking YouTube king.
I'll do it last for the show. But like, even if you were to do an hour episode, only an hour on, now I know a lot of modders are kind of shy and they don't want to talk and stuff. So get the ones that will, do, like Inclement Dab, or I don't know, Jacob might do it. These popular people. Get the popular people on, then work your way down, get the smaller people on, and do it that way. An hour an episode, that's all it needs to be. You could even put them on the Shorts channel if you wanted to, and you could create a playlist for them and just shout them out. And that's all you need to do. Especially when you have a format there for it. Like, I can't do that with my channel because it wouldn't do well. I like showcasing the mods. I'm not really interested in the kind of talking part of it. So I like showcasing what they actually make instead. And another thing that I think you're not taking into consideration is a lot of audiences that watch streamers and stuff like that aren't going to be very tech savvy.
Yep.
Is the word. Some of them barely know how to, run a computer. A lot of them probably struggle to install mods onto DayZ. So when you suddenly, so when you suddenly, when a streamer suddenly goes, oh yeah, we're going to have this modder on now, and the modder starts talking this foreign language of code and everything like that, a lot of people are suddenly going to dip out and not, kind of want to talk about it because it's just going to be.
They can't relate.
Yes,
exactly. Can't relate.
There's a format there. You just got to find it.
Yeah,
I mean, it can't. You gotta exclude all of the, all the stuff he's talking
I fully
about.
realise, and I'm certain I'm going to get criticism on this. I fully realise that I'm living in a land of rainbows and unicorns and fucking fairies and all the rest of it. I just wish they did maybe a little bit more. Just maybe raise awareness somehow. Yeah, even just down to when they're on a server or they're loading into a server and they get, the issue where it says, PBO or whatever. They didn't just go fucking modders, fix your fucking mod and all the rest of it. And they just bothered to actually learn just a little bit to go, okay, it's actually me. I need to go in and verify my files. Is usually the fix all for whenever you're having problems joining a server is, I know it's frustrating, especially if you're waiting to go live and all the rest of it, but all you got to do to fix 99% of problems is go in and verify your DayZ files, and it will fix all your issues. It's a simple fix.
Just do it before you stream, period.
Yeah, so
Save yourself 30 minutes.
I will tell you, in the different DayZ Discords I'm in, the amount of people who have posted a screenshot of like their error, where it goes like, whatever, like PBO error. It'll clearly state like, server has a newer version of X and Y.
You think people read that shit?
They don't read it.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
Bro,
I'm saying.
if you put a progression button, they're gonna click it.
Yeah.
They're gonna click it and move on.
Yeah.
Well,
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and they'll post a screenshot of this and they'll be like, guys, can someone help me? And it's like, just
like update your game.
It says it right there.
just
I've done it, bro. When I first started, man, when mods came out and you were downloading the mods, I would get so fucking frustrated. And then I remember just sitting there staring at the screen and being like, oh, it says right there, verify game files. Let me just go do that. I'm an idiot.
I asked a good question in chat. Sorry to interrupt. But he said, do many modders stream on Twitch? And I think the answer to that is no. It's like...
No.
Hell, Kiana is like the only one.
I think maybe Dab does a sub.
Lad did a bit.
Dumpgra. He's
That's
on
it.
YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go check him out.
And that's it. So no, a lot of them are
becoming an example of what Scale Speeder is talking about that a lot of them don't do. They got to monetize with Patreon, PayPal, and YouTube. If each mod doesn't have how to install, how to use, and how to update, then they're leaving easy money on the table. Now, I know some of them aren't savvy. They can code like a motherfucker, but when it comes to opening up Adobe or DaVinci Resolve or something like that and editing a video, they're not so good.
Hire me.
But there are plenty of people out there who will do it for a fee. You'll probably even find people out there who would do it for free. I wish I was
Hire
better.
me for free. I'll take Archie's job.
Yeah, honestly, build your own brand. Do what Dumpgra's doing. Go out there, build your own brand. Nobody's going to promote you for free. I mean, whether it's the right thing to do or not, it's going to hurt them more than it helps you. So,
well, that's it. I've spoken a few times on the podcast about wanting to stream, but I can't because it's like I don't play the game that much anymore. So when I stream,
we can tell.
It's like.
Yeah.
When he was finishing your sentence, when you stream, we can tell that you don't play the game very often anymore.
I'm gonna fucking slap you silly, Archie, you naughty boy.
See, here's an example. Like Scale Speeder is another one. We neglected to mention him. I don't know how. He's like a grey man at times, Scale Speeder. We keep forgetting about the poor bugger, and we shouldn't, because he's another person who is so instrumental behind the scenes. We're looking at his channel now. Look at how many views he's got on Complete Beginner's Guide to How to Start Modding Nitrado, DayZ, PS4, Xbox Private Service Tutorial Guide. 160,000 views. I don't know the monetization, but that's got to have been a reasonable amount of income.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
If he monetized it, yeah.
He's a monetized channel, and good on him. But yeah, he does. But then he'll do some other videos, but they don't get so much. But they're at least out there. So someone Googles, where is the petrol cap? How to refuel the helicopters in Red Falcon's flight system? There's a video. That's
Well, the thing is, like, look, don't hover over the videos, but scroll down. He has a brand. You see that? And you know right away who that is without looking. Yep. He has a brand. Everyone trusts his brand. They know they're going to get good information, accurate information. They know he's not going to try to be the first one to put a video out and 90% of the shit's wrong. Right?
And you know what's very good with Scale Speed as well? He might upload when a new update comes out or something, in a week he could upload 10 to 15 videos in a week doing modding, and they mightn't all get views, but that all between the 10 and 15 videos, those views accumulate into one big sum.
Absolutely.
At the end of the month, it doesn't matter.
Look at how many videos he has on his channel. 4,010 videos.
Yeah. Right, and that's the thing, is a modder isn't going to have to go into the type of production quality that a content creator who makes. You know what I'm trying to say, right? They're just going to make a showcase. Like Dumpgraz is probably the shining example because his shit is funny, it's engaging, you want to watch till the end, and that's where your algorithm points come from, right? So. Also, the branding, that guy has it perfect. Dumpgraz got his logo on there. Mark's, you always know it's a Mark's video. It looks like you found it in the toilet, the thumbnail. I'm just saying. Yeah. See that right there?
Dumpgraz presents its newest edition. Door barricades. 12 buildable stages. Build as little or as much as you want. Your choice. Fits in most static single doorways. Build it as a barricade or doorway, your choice. Even works with freestanding builds. Build how you want.
Here to click it so that I don't lag out.
Shoot it. Blow it up. Or melee it. Old-fashioned rating system. New sounds for wood and metal. Barricade your door to keep them out. Repair broken parts. Only disassemble when it's not barricade or locked. New config options. Coming soon to a mod near you.
Loved it.
See, that's perfect.
I loved it.
That's all you have to do. You build a brand. Then people are they're gonna see his video, know it's gonna be quirky, and they're gonna click it. Like no one's gonna do it for you. Doesn't matter how good of a modder you are.
And that's the thing with Dumpgraz content, not only mods but his videos. It's like it's his own unique character. It's his own unique thing
and it makes it easier if someone, like I'm talking about other people, someone could send this link to insert name of streamer, and it's a nice short 51-second video, no copyrighted music, that's able to be easily shown, and they can have a chuckle about it on their stream and go, oh, so that's what that DayZ fortification, building fortifications mod is about. It's cleverly done.
Yeah, and I like the way that Dumpgraz took my advice.
Yeah.
And actually use, like, social media is there. It doesn't cost him nothing, but he just has to use it and build his own brand. And I'm so happy he actually done it because it's paying off.
Yep. Only 320 views, but that's 320 views. We're getting there. His channel will grow. He'll hit that 1,000 sub mark if he keeps up with, cool little things like this. And it was just, that was, what did you think of that, Cam? Is that the first time you saw that video?
First time I seen that video, yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew who that person is. And we are at the problem that we're explaining right now.
Did that appeal to you, though, that video?
Yeah. It feels like a
dodgy
like a Tim Allen commercial.
Yeah.
It's like a Tim Allen commercial, yeah.
Tammy's Tacos and Tanning in Tacoma, come down,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, going back to what I was saying before, it's character, it's something unique, and you need to be kind of like eye-catching. You need to attract people instantly. I mean, obviously, when it comes to a video like that, people's going to intentionally search for it. But if it's like a video in that format, in that way, I mean, you learned a lot just watching that video.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
That's it, short and sweet, and that's what you got to be. I mean, honestly, I wish I could fucking take the time to make a showcase video for my flashlight mod pack.
Well, you know what he didn't do? I just realized something. Oh my fucking God, I'm learning the fucking algorithm. You forgot to go hashtag shorts.
He's got to change. He's got a lot to learn as far as like AdWords and stuff like that, yeah.
The resolution, it doesn't class as a shorts if it's not the right resolution as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he could re-upload it as a hashtag shorts so that it might get more views on that way.
If someone
could talk
and he gets
through
paid more if he's monetized.
Dude, Mark, you should make a tutorial video about the algorithm. DayZ content creator explains the algorithm.
I don't even know how it works.
I've looked at it.
I call it erroneous, bro.
It changes so much, bro.
Yeah,
of course. Constantly adapting to a new standard, as we all are.
I know it's not a short Dumpgraz, but it falls within the category of it, and you will increase you will increase the exposure of the video because the shorts are all the rage at the moment on YouTube. They're really pushing it, trying to
Yes, they are.
compete with TikTok and stuff like that. So it'd be a great way of getting more people flocking to your channel.
Shorts are the idea because of society. We all have ADD. We fucking need it now.
YouTube like sends. I'm sure Mark's gets them too, and Cam. They send emails that say like, "This is how much you did it, mate, because you didn't post any shorts."
Yeah.
Like you get a bonus.
They have a creator fund specifically for if you want to make shorts. So I need to look into that. But
like Darkwing was saying, my shorts are my most viewed videos. I'm getting so many shorts recommended in my feed of late.
Because you have ADD, my friend.
Thing is,
and you're clicking on those shorts, my guy.
I prefer,
and then another short's like, hey,
videos.
he likes that shit. Every time I put a Skittle there, this motherfucker keeps picking up the Skittles, put it in his mouth.
Did you see the shorts I uploaded on the DayZ podcast shorts channel and see how well that done compared to the rest of the videos?
Yeah.
Because it was the right resolution and everything.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the. I have the resolution template and stuff if you need.
Yeah,
it.
same.
Send it to me as well. I'm gonna.
So
you can just forward that over here if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
You can see now. I do videos. I get 65, 197, 32, 71, 98. Marks does a video, 1.2 thousand fucking views.
And the shorts has a couple of hundred on it as well, I think. Yeah, 500.
You should not compare yourself to others, for you may become vain and bitter. Don't, dude. If someone else is on a different path doing something different, bro, fucking let them go. Shine bright like a diamond.
I'm perfectly happy with my ugly ass. I have
my shittiest videos throughout my time. My shittiest videos have gotten my most viewership.
That's how it is, man. It's
the videos I work on like endlessly and put so much thought and just like I'm at work like doing something. I'm like teaching a kid chess and I'm just like, what if that guy came around the corner? You know, and like these different these things are like constantly going through my mind. Those videos get very little viewership. They don't garnish much, but
not making gameplay videos anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, everyone's and for example, Archie and Marks, you guys are doing this with some type of thought process like I want to make revenue from this. So you're gonna go towards those type of things that do that for you. Whereas I've never monetized one video on my YouTube in my entire life.
I just want to pay off my Premiere Pro subscription every month, you know?
Bro, I just got Premiere Pro free for 2 years because the guy at a wedding was the guy that did it all out, so I'm sorry, bro.
All right, well, let me get that.
Yeah, bro, my girlfriend dumped me, and she was the connect to him, so I don't think it's going to be resubscribed again.
All right, I'm going to leave that joke alone because I want to be friends, so. No, it's expensive, bro. Between Photoshop for the thumbnails, Premiere Pro for the videos, After Effects for the animations, and then Epidemic Sound for the royalty-free music.
It's insane.
It's like $100, you know, just for subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yep. It's fucking insanity.
Dumpgra, meet CamCantRun. CamCantRun, meet Dumpgra.
Dump? What's up, brother?
Not much. By the way, I do have a shorts channel. I moved all my shorts off of my official page because I saw that was a pretty suggested thing by most YouTubers. Sorry.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's a good thing.
Share the link.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, he did, just in the Twitch channel.
Ah, there we go.
But yeah, nice to meet you. Can't run. Can you really not run?
No, I'm incredibly fast. Super fast. My mother can't run. She's paralyzed.
That took your turn.
You didn't respond to that one. You didn't have nothing for that, did you, Dump?
Well, the fact that you could run really fast makes you even more valuable. Can we meet up? I have a wildlife safari people that'd be interested in meeting you.
I can run fast, but I'm thick left to right.
Can you lean while sprinting?
No, I cannot. Did they change it? I never did it, so it wasn't something.
They have changed it. I actually saw a comment on Marx's video. Archie, I'm interested in your feedback. I know you were a submariner and all, but you still would have done some infantry style training. This guy wrote legitimately a comment on Marx's video. Obviously, none of you ever served in the military if you think removing leaning while sprinting is a valid choice. I'm like, dude, I served 9 years in the Australian Army, and not once can I recall from my memory of being at full sprint and holding a rifle and going like that. it just made your whole center of mass of your body become so unstable. When you move the head off the center of your mass, I was absolutely gobsmacked. He was. Do you reckon he was trolling, Marks? Well, sorry, Archie. First to you, mate. Have you ever heard of any military force teaching sprinting and leaning from side to side?
I just want to say that all the tacticuck armchair fucking generals, like, just go away. You reveal your own ignorance. You don't look cool. You watch the video about how to slice the pie in airsoft. You don't know what you're doing. Go in a kill house and get shot in the head with a sim round, and we'll see how badass you are. That stuff's stupid, bro. All these people that are butthurt because I call it the Quee dance, QE, QE, QE. I mean, it's so stupid. It needed to be taken out. It's not the fact that it's the fact that they were key binding it so that they could sprint and do it with like 2 buttons. Yeah. They were exploiting key binds to do it. And it's not really. Go find a fire. There's plenty of firefight, active self-protection on YouTube. Find me one video where there's a firefight and the people are doing that. You're
Clearly, the army aren't very good at PvP if they're not teaching you these epic skills.
He might be referring to how they tell you to lower your profile, to break up your profile, right? Like to don't print your silhouette and shit like that. Or like if you are getting shot at, you turn, you blade yourself, right? And then you fire like this as opposed to standing. But if you fire, you're supposed to point your body at what you're shooting at. That way you don't miss. You know, if you don't have time to aim down your sights, you're supposed to point your body at your target, if that makes sense. You ever seen when police get in a firefighter? You don't really see a lot of videos, thank God, it's illegal to have videos from combat that involves Americans now. But like when a cop gets in a gunfight, they'll point their body, their shoulders at their target. And that way they can shoot. You aim for ball sacks and belt buckles because of the recoil, right? But the whole thing about like even lowering your profile, as far as I have no idea what the guy's talking about. He obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. But none of the training I ever had said dance around like a fucking idiot. All I ever heard was cover is a lie, concealment is a kind of a thing. You know, shoot low if you're shooting through glass.
Friendly fire is not friendly.
Yeah, breaking blue we called it. Like it's just funny, man. And I wasn't like a fucking operator. I did special operations. I did submarines. I did all.
No, that was I, mate. I was a regular infantry grunt for fucking 9 years. Yeah.
But you saw more combat than 90% of operators who get deployed in Africa and never do anything for 5 years. You know, so I mean, it's just these people that just like throw shit out there like they know shit. They're cornballs, man.
Mark, do you reckon he was trolling? He didn't sound like it to me. He sounded serious.
It's hard to tell. Well, it's hard to tell. I wouldn't be surprised if he was serious or trolling. It wouldn't surprise me either way. I don't think.
People are still mad about that.
They were raging. They were raging about it. It was like,
it's like, damn, I actually have to be tactical now.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the comment.
I'll never forget the one time on the podcast when we came across a clip of the guy. He had a montage.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of the Q&A stuff. And, you know, we're publicly was like, oh, that's fucking dumb. And then the next episode, he came on and we actually talked to him about it. And he was showing us quite a few things. And he was a really interesting fellow. And
he was.
I hope he's still
doing
well.
He said he was key binding, right?
Yeah. He was telling us about the keybinds and showing us some really
And that was just
things.
how he was playing his style of DayZ. Yeah. And as stupid as it was to us, I've got no issue with it, but it made me laugh that when we did the video about Q&E spam, and who was it who fixed it on the spot during the podcast?
Oh, shit.
Who was that
2
again?
seconds, let me find his name.
But I don't know whether you're aware, Cam, because we were talking about how stupid Q&E spam is based on this video.
Leo.
Sorry?
Pope Leo.
I was thinking Popeye for some reason. That's why, Pope Leo. And we had a modder in chat, and he created the mod and uploaded it to Workshop, nerf Q&E spam. And we did a video, we did a highlight.
Oh,
The comments were filled with people going, you guys are salty, you're crying because you're not that good. And then when DayZ actually officially removed Q&E leaning while sprinting, I laughed because I just knew that all those people who were accusing us of being the crying sooks and all the rest of it were going to start screaming. And boy, did they fucking start screaming. It was hilarious.
It was the same people who cried when they introduced stamina because they couldn't zigzag across fields anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
So they're always going to, like Red Falcon said.
Yeah.
Let's just put it this way. Before it was before it was added as a vanilla feature. The Leaning Nerf mod got 13,000 subscribers, and it was first uploaded on the 23rd of October of last year.
Yeah. And just the cries of hallelujah. I'm so putting this on my server. And servers did start adding it.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Max? You were going to say something, mate?
Yeah, I'm just reading the comments through it now, and people are like, this is trash, terrible change, DayZ sucks, I'm uninstalling.
Yes.
DayZ, in all caps, DayZ is finally ruined. Sad face.
Go do Q&E and fucking EFT and see how far you get with actual inertia
Mark
physics.
posted about this on Twitter, and I actually even commented on because I think it's a good change. It does make sense if it was being abused, but Q&E while running was paramount. I mean, it's been in since the Arma 2 days, right? And so I was all like, why is this a problem for vanilla? If vanilla has a stamina system where you eventually run out of stamina, so you just get shot anyway.
Not if you're leaning. That's the thing. There's no stamina. There's no stamina.
Like you're just talking about when you go to shoot people in that defensive position, you're on that forward position you're talking about. You're aiming for the belly and the crotch area, right?
Even if
they're leaning their forward mass, you're not aiming for the head anymore. If I see somebody running, leaning back and forth, don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's gone. I would literally just stop trying to shoot them in the head and shoulders and literally just aim at their belly.
But that's the thing. That's the thing is that the way how the bullet physics work in DayZ, it's a way to cheese that. So they're moving so far left and right that they're basically there's no stamina punishment for it whatsoever. So then the way they do it is they're not hitting Q and E. They have it hotkeyed so that one button does right exactly. So they have.
Somebody explained that to me about it being moving the hitbox and making the hitbox actually not register, and I'm all like, well, the fix for that is to fix the hitbox to move properly, isn't it? Not to necessarily take away a mechanic that's been in the game forever, because it only appeared within the past half year, right? So it obviously wasn't that big of a problem except for on heavily modded servers. So I'm not arguing that it should have been taken out, but I can see why a lot of vanilla servers are going, well, what does that have to do with vanilla?
I just think there was no realism to it. I don't care. I'm going to shoot you with a shotgun anyway.
Yeah. Do you remember the third person roll thing that you could do?
Yeah.
You could be running full sprint, and then all of a sudden you could tactical roll, and you could the whole time, and then get up and run full sprint this way. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't play third person, so I'm not conscious of this. But let's say only 5 people are exploiting that. It's not going to be patched because it's not going to be widely acknowledged. It's not going to be constantly brought up whenever they're talking about what do we need to do to fix the game. But if a bunch of people are using it, and maybe that's what Dump is talking about, as more people have abused it in the past 6 months or so, they're like, hey, we have to do something in response to this new phenomenon, if you will, that's causing some type of conflict within the player base, It's like if 10 people are doing it, who the fuck cares? You're gonna run across that person once every 3 months. But if 5,000 people are doing it, it's gonna be something that's constant. And if that's something you don't want in the core gameplay mechanics, fucking do the thing and remove it. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
if you're that good at PvP
territory, when they talk about realism and then they ignore other unrealistic things in the game because it actually benefits them. It's all like,
right. But if you're that good at PvP, then why are you so butthurt that they took out the QE keybind?
Yeah, right.
If you're so good at the game that you just run around and hit one button to dance like this, and it's not just DayZ where it happens.
It happens to
PUBG.
Yeah.
PUBG. The leaning in PUBG was ridiculous at a point.
It still is to an extent. You see them when they're shooting at someone and they're just like that, but their bullets are still hitting the same point, and it's like it does my head in. Just a quick CamCantRun that video with Jake. The most wholesome video I have seen in years. All in chat must watch.
Dude, who is that? Who is saying that? Who is saying that?
DayZ Daily
Who is
Press.
saying that? Wait. No.
DayZ Daily Press.
Thank you, DayZ Daily Press. I appreciate you.
But either way, it took me a little bit to figure out why they removed it from the community and stuff. So it's pretty cool. That's the reasons why they removed it.
People are loving that it's gone.
Sorry, bro. It's just funny how dog shit those people are at PvP now. By the way, I've definitely noticed in the last week.
It's not like all the QE Andes only play with saturation way up and ugly filters.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, fuck.
Hey, I saturate my game. You guys watch your goddamn mouths. I hate that grayscale shit. I'm tired of it. I've been playing it for 2,000 hours. What, dude? I don't taste anything. My nose is broken. 2,000 hours looking at a gray screen while full health. I'm fucking over it. I want to see colors. Thank you very much. So I saturate my shit. I don't saturate it for me. I saturate it for my stream. So they see.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's a difference there.
I don't want to
11 and die and get.
Dude, play Livonia. Jesus Christ. No, I'm saying when I have full blood. I don't change it on my monitor. I change it for the stream because I don't want to change my gameplay mechanics to get an advantage.
That's fair enough. I will say the only complaint about this removal is they have also removed the feature where you can change your camera position while doing that.
By leaning, that's third person.
So now that you have to stop sprinting to then be able to change the position of your camera, and I hate that. I
know why. I know why that wouldn't be possible though. Archie, have you ever tried when you were in the field? Did you ever try to change what shoulder you were shooting from when you were running?
I mean, I didn't shoot while running. I would have just hit fired, but I don't know. I'm a fucking elitist, man. Like, I think you should have to put your backpack in your hands to go through it, bro.
Yeah, same.
Like,
I've been saying that for a while. Mags should be inside of a vest.
Yes.
Or pockets.
One of my favorite mods of all time was the backpack mod that basically removed access to the inventory of your backpack unless you put it in your hands. And part of the reason why is I think that, like what you said, Cam, that you should have to think about where you put items in your inventory. If you want access to magazines and ammo, it should be in your pouches. You know, people sit there and say, I can reach my backpack all the time. No, I spent 9 years in the infantry with a backpack on my fucking back that had everything I needed to live, and we were taught that even when it came to carrying things like, I was a mortarman for a number of years as well. When it came to carrying the mortar, you were not allowed to attach it to your backpack because the second shots ring out, the first thing you do after you maybe fire some shots back in return, Archie's doing it right there. You drop your backpack. Everything you need to fight and survive needs to be on your person. Down to 24 hours rations, 2 water bottles, all the ammunition. You never carried ammo unless you were in some of the specialist roles. You never carried ammo in your backpack. You never carried anything to do with fighting in your backpack. Your backpack just carried the nice stuff, your sleeping bag, your hoochie or your tent, extra rations and stuff like that. Everything for fighting was on your person.
I do that in vanilla. Like all my mags, my ammo, my meds, my food are all in my inventory. Because on vanilla you have stamina. So second I get into a gunfight, I stash my bag in 3. I instantly have my stamina, and then I run into a gunfight. And if I win, I go back, get the backpack. If I lose, I'm okay because I still have some stuff stashed in the backpack that I can hopefully.
I always hot bar my backpack that I can just pull immediately off and drop it.
I would love to see a hotkey where you could press it and it did an animation and dropped your backpack for you. Because most military packs and even civilian packs these days have the quick release tabs. That's why Archie was reaching up to his chest, because they're usually around about here on your body or maybe a little bit lower depending on the straps, and all you've got to do is click them. You don't need to shrug it off or nothing like that. You just press those 2 buttons and bang, your pack falls off and you just keep going.
Very nice.
Unless you're doing helo jumps and you accidentally take your backpack off instead of the parachute.
And if you've ever done fire and movement with a backpack on, my fucking God, it is annoying. Backpacks are the worst fucking thing ever for going prone with while you're wearing them, because it runs up, and if you've got something like a mortar tube or a M72 law, it bang into your fucking noggin, and oh my fucking God, it hurts.
I can relate this to non-military people here. Have you ever had to take a shit and you're coming home from school and you have your backpack on and you're trying to run and it's just you're like, oh God, please just stay steady, and you tighten the straps and you're like, they'll be really tight, and then they'll loosen over time and it's rough again for you.
That's funny. We always had to put our heavy shit on top in the backpack.
Yeah.
So then when you're laying down, like you're saying, like your extra pair of boots or whatever is hitting you in the back of the head. That's so funny, man. That's bringing back a lot of memories.
About a mod that made it so the mags and stuff put into the proper pouches were easily retrievable, but anywhere else in your thing, it took an extra 4 to 5 seconds to get it.
That's a cool idea.
I mean, I'm all about making it more realistic, bro. You know me. Me and you have had several conversations about it. You know me. I think the hard backpack should be a thing. I think, you want to put, I don't know, like Marks was saying how he dumps his bag. I put all my heavy shit in my backpack in case I get in a fight. That way I have that extra quarter or third of stamina.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They do need a hotkey, though. Like, EFT has a hotkey where you can dump your bag quick. Like, that would be cool.
Or just get good at dumping your bag quicker.
I'm going to get gooder at that real soon.
Just get gooder.
Just get gooder.
Just get gooder.
Hey, I got to interrupt. I got to go. I got a meeting, and I'm already late, too. I love you guys. I'm sorry. I tried to cancel it.
We're going to wrap it up, but it's we've been going 3 hours now. It's been very few topics. It's been an amazing fucking podcast. Every week, it just gets better and better because we keep getting better and better guests, don't we, Cam?
Until next week. You're going to decline next week. Next week is the downhill for sure. They can't get better.
It all ends from here.
It all ends from here.
Right. He's a cult leader, so he's right automatically.
No doubt. As you keep doing it, dude, it's going to get smoother. It's going to get better every time. I appreciate you guys. You guys are good energy. Obviously, it was entertaining for me.
Just yet. We've still got a couple more things.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I just got to bounce. I hate doing that. This is like the second time I've had to do it on the show, but I've got all this other shit going on.
There's a lot of judgment coming your way.
Such a bad podcaster.
Such a bad podcast.
We're docking your pay, mate. We're docking your pay.
You know what?
Marks, but you were in that
so he can hire a thumbnail artist. Give Marks all of my revenue. Help him.
Yeah, I need it badly.
I'm modder. I'll take the revenue. I need a thumbnail artist.
There you go. 2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm good,
guys.
Right. Take care of yourself. Oh, okay. Then fuck you.
Okay. Have a good day. Have a good day. What's that?
You were going to ask me something there a second ago.
Are you wearing the same sweater as them?
No, not at the moment, but I do have the same sweater. Yeah.
I'm going to be riding the dev team.
My package actually turned up this week, so the cup is.
Nice, the hoodies. Dude. The hoodies are so comfortable, and the cups are lovely as well.
Fucking hot,
and
though.
you can now.
You got to be careful with the temperature of the cup or the liquid you put in it.
The handle gets very hot very quickly.
Yeah,
I've only been using it for cold drinks because it makes it nice and
awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Little bear claw on the bottom. I respect it.
Yeah.
You can now buy the merch on the Bohemia Interactive store as well. So get yourself in there, guys.
There's the hoodie.
And
I'll share the link again. And you've also got the mug there. I'll make the screen bigger. And the long sleeve t-shirt.
For any fat people like myself, those hoodies, even on the 2XL, do fit beautifully, by the way. So if you're worried about that, because I know some people can be, they do fit really well.
Yeah, very comfy, very warm, absolutely brilliant.
They need more merch. They need so much more merch.
I actually think I'm going to buy another one of those hoodies or the other zip-up type ones. I really like them, so I might buy a few more.
Yeah, there are so many opportunities for them to make cool designs for shirts.
Yeah,
within the DayZ realm, you know.
I would wish they'd make more posters, patches, just stuff like just general merchandise. Because, I mean, you can't see it because I've got my screen blurry, purposely. But I've got the Chernarus map there. I've got the
map as well.
Postcard that I got with the package. I want to have the Livonia map there, and I want to have a whole bunch of different DayZ related merch and items and stuff like that. What I really want to do is I really want to one day buy the equipment that I used to have, when I used to run my character back in 0.62. It would have been the what's called the field jacket now, the smash vest with the backpack, the combat backpack, whatever that's called. And all of that kind of stuff. And I want that stuff, and I want the canteen, and I want to get the hunting knife. I want to get a copy of the hunting knife or whatever it's based on. I want all that shit because, unfortunately, it's just obsessed.
I'll make a suggestion. What I think would be cool for them to show, and I think a lot of people might buy it. The 1.14 treasure hunt / glue stuff. The talking about the toxic zones and that kind of stuff. You guys spent a whole month doing it. It's what made Marks come back.
Yes.
All that stuff. Remember that? All those clues were super cool. They had some really good graphics on it, drawings and stuff. That'd be cool to put up on the wall.
Yeah, the screenshots of what they done, if they made posters out of the original teaser pictures they put up and stuff would be quite cool, actually. I'd like that. Patches, I would love. I'd love to put some patches. I have a couple spare.
Even if
spaces
they
on
did
my,
some of the actual items from the game, if you could buy the
That's what I'm saying.
the berets and stuff like that.
I would still buy you a teddy bear.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. Like DayZ, the dev, well, not the devs, but like the people behind the merchandise. I mean, those keycaps, by the way, fucking amazing. And one of our people who won the award, won the prize. They actually got it today. They posted a picture of it today.
Oh, did they?
It looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in
in the main chat, I think.
Main chat. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I ordered. Sorry to interrupt, but I ordered these a while ago as well. But with the whole COVID situation, they are not delivering right now, like just general packages. So the only way I can get them right now is if I pay $100 postage to get them. And even Matchbox emailed me and she was like, "That's just crazy overpriced. There's no point paying that. You can just wait." And I'll keep checking up with the post office to see when they're open. So she's just doing that for me, leaving me know, giving me constant updates and stuff. And she doesn't even have to do that, but she's very nice and our customer service has been great. So hopefully I get them soon. Match is one of the most
lovely people in the DayZ community. She's Fubar Bundy's better half, for those who know Fubar. And she's fucking awesome. Love her to death.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are really cool. Can't wait for them.
Cam, what kind of match would you love to see that the team brings out, or just in general?
So some of the items from the game would be amazing. For the cosplay, some of the more memorable, the BDU camo, the Gorka camo. If they sold the clothing and maybe it had a little DayZ patch on it or something like that, because you see there's a lot of people who do like to do DayZ cosplay. And yes, they can do some of it. Some of the stuff is actually out there, but they could easily make some money themselves, I think. Recreating, there's so many items that are unique to DayZ. Like, imagine being able to even just buy the first aid kit
or a canteen.
So I am at a different perspective. I think that making like a Gorka pants, for example, they can buy Gorka pants. They could buy an M65 jacket probably somewhere in the world, right? Yeah. I would say a more for me, something for business-wise, if they're trying to gross income, doing things that are ironic and almost jokes within the DayZ universe. Like, for example, a stick figure that says, "I'm friendly."
Yeah.
And like maybe it's one shot, and then the next square right here is like them walking along, and then it's like, "Oh, did you see that thing on the ground?" And then he shot in the head. Like, that's a really poor example, but something that's relative to the game that will bring up like a notion that only DayZ players would kind of relate to, and selling those on a shirt, I think that would be better, because also it's a lot to produce a jacket. It's not a lot to produce a shirt. Like, this cost me $10. It's sick as fuck. It's very easy to get shirts out there like that. And obviously I think this design, like this is ironic because I just talked about my shit getting stolen, but I got a DayZ sweater from TwitchCon from the dev team, and it got stolen from me. But the design was just said DayZ, and then it had DayZ on the back. This design's already way better without the zipper in the middle too, like the health tab. Like, that's something.
Oh,
he got fucking destroyed.
Oh wow, DayZ calling disconnect.
That was the rant filter.
You know what'd be cool?
Wait, why does that ever happen to you?
Specific to DayZ, and it can relate. That's all.
The Brian Teddy.
It's like something that we can all think of.
The Brian Teddy is a big one. That would
nobody wants
sell. No, I'd fucking buy one.
Nobody wants a Teddy.
I'd buy one. I'd even sleep with the thing. I'd cuddle it.
Santa Claus inside the smoke chimney, lad.
Yes.
I would buy that as a rug during Christmas.
That would be a good one too. Exactly, like something like that. Only a DayZ player would be like, "Oh, that is what that is." A
DayZ Santa shirt, a DayZ Santa shirt with that Santa, the evil Santa image on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it says,
in the chimneys,
"Are you friendly?" underneath it. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
There's a great deal of opportunity for them to gross that cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
And I am sorry. Go ahead. I want to change topics, so I'll leave you finish.
Yeah, no, of course. Like what I want, I want to be able to kind of like buy, real life stuff from in the in-game models. And yeah, sure, you could just buy like the real life counterparts of the clothes that they've got in game. But there's unique items that they've created, like the pox injection.
Mm-hmm.
I want that. I want a real life version of that. Like just like fucking put on display or shit like that. I would love to have that kind of shit.
Yeah. Imagine doing your cosplay and having in your webbing or your vest or whatever, and being able to pull out your fucking pox injector and your morphine and pop yourself with an EpiPen and do a Naruto run fucking around the bloody convention or whatever. And I did see someone somewhere say they need to add Naruto running to DayZ. I could go with that.
What were you going to say, Max?
So I want to change topic quickly because I was just reminded of something that came out, I think, with this update, and it's important to the console players.
Right. Okay.
So I got a comment on my video earlier on today, and it kind of confused me, and now it's just after clicking when somebody mentioned it in my Discord. So I got a comment on my update video, and somebody was asking what VSync was used for on the consoles. Apparently, when Update 1.16 came, VSync was added to DayZ on the consoles. And from what I've just read in my Discord, that if you disable it on the old gen consoles, now this is, if you disable it, it dramatically fixes the FPS problems and issues people were having on the old versions of consoles.
Oh.
From what I've just been told.
They just gave the ability to unlock your FPS. That was what happened.
Essentially.
Yeah, so I didn't realize this was added, so I kind of was confused when the original person commented about it. But the way I said it to him was, try both of them, whichever one feels better, game-wise, stick with that. And it's the same way for PC and console, I think. It goes both ways. And so from what I've just heard in my Discord, it dramatically improves the performance on the old generation consoles, which I know was becoming a bit of a problem.
Yes.
So that's a great thing to see.
That's fun. That's fucking brilliant. That's fantastic.
Someone came into my chat yesterday. Yes, yesterday, and was talking to me that they are making a custom map for consoles, and they're working with the dev team to release it. And it's like a bridge of Chernoris, and I was like, I don't know the validity of this, but
that's fake. Yeah,
that is not true.
Look, I'm not going to say it's fake because this is the first I've heard of it. I'd love to know the source.
The thing is, if there's a new map coming for DayZ, it wouldn't make any sense because they've openly said what the roadmap is. They do not have the time to create a brand new map just for consoles. If they make a new map, it's for all platforms. Yeah. Everybody gets it when it comes to vanilla games. So anybody that says, "Oh yes, I'm making a new map with the dev team," don't fucking listen to them because they're full of shit.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they were pretty just using the feature they gave us the last couple updates where you can actually spawn buildings in. Yes. That's what they're talking about. They're customizing their map to be cooler, have a bridge or whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because the devs have confirmed multiple times on Twitter, even recently, that there is no new maps in the work at all for console or anything. So
yeah, because I remember in one of their posts that they made, it was one of the community spotlights that they made, and they were showcasing, I think it was Banov. I think they were showcasing Banov, and people in the comments were fucking lifting. They were pissed. They were like, "Why is PC getting these maps? Port them to console." And it's like, you can't. You absolutely can't because there's so many different factors that goes into making a map, and if it can't be supported by a console, then you're fucked. Plus, there's also the legality of it. Modders use assets from wide sources. And some of them are paid, some of them aren't, and some of them are distributed among a certain license that you have to abide by. If you try to put it onto a console, make people pay for it, you could get sued, depending on what content's being added in that map. So they're not going to fucking do it. Plus, they're focusing too much on Livonia this year, which I can't wait. Even though I don't like Livonia, I can't wait to see what they got.
Whitey, that actually just what Lad said right there about the Banov being showcased on the community spotlight. That right there answers your question as to why they don't highlight more mods in the community spotlight. Because the uproar that the console community would have with that type of stuff, it would just be a frustration for the community manager, Scotty, and
no, because they can also do the console modding as well. I know they don't have the same extent, but that to me is not a valid argument, because there's people doing amazing shit for console. Like I just saw someone share a file for you to add a trader to Livonia, and Scale Speeder especially has done bigger ones where I think he did the one about the fire mod, which makes it look like a bushfire. There's stuff being done for console as well. So
especially when it comes to the maps, though. Because you just heard from what Lad said when they highlighted Banov. Mm-hmm. There was an absolute uproar from the console community because they wanted this map, but it's just not possible.
There's going to be an uproar from the community about fucking everything.
So this person said they're getting ROC, Republic of Chernarus, based off the Arma 2 mod, and that they have the assets from that, and that they're porting them over to make it like Republic of Chernarus. Project Lemon's DayZ is the name of the individual. Just thought I would say that. I don't know. I'm not this person. I'm not in their house. I don't know what they type in their computer at nighttime. But that's what I was told yesterday from this person.
Yeah, it looks like they might be adding more assets to a certain map.
Already Chernarus,
Let's also just say as well that you can modify the Chernarus and Livonia map on consoles with like all the different stuff, but you can't actually port anything into it. You can't.
So you can't bring in like different buildings that were in. Interesting. Can you delete a building and then replace it somewhere else?
I don't know if you have the capability to do that for consoles, but like what I mean by porting, I mean, say like if I make a custom brand new building for PC, I couldn't then port that into console. It's impossible. Gotcha. So the chances are what this person is saying is that he's basing his map edits off of like Arma 2 version of the map or something like that, and he's trying to emulate it or change it around. And that's the extent of DayZ modding for consoles. It's quite good. Don't get us wrong. Obviously, it's not as good as PC. You can do a lot with it, but they're still limited. The only time I ever think they'll get modding parity with PC is when Infusion is fully released and they have their dedicated server set up for mods, because Infusion is designed for both PC and console, and that's going to be kind of like Creative Workshop that Bethesda has. I can't remember what it's called.
It's still going to be dependent on the platforms as well. From what I understand, Sony is quite restrictive on it.
Sony's very restrictive of stuff like that. Yes, I mean people. So this is a common thing as well, and this is going to deviate from the modding thing. People get pissed at DayZ for not releasing experimental build on PlayStation. It's not the developer's fault. It's Sony's. They refuse to. And if you remember when they were doing that at first, they had to wait an extra month for the update to go stable because Sony would take so much time to verify it. And then at the end, they decided, sod it, we're not going to do experimental builds for PlayStation anymore. We're just going to stick to Xbox and PC because they can do it at the same time. Sony's just like, nah, yeah, you have to wait. So that's why they get it at the stable build.
Basically, the Marlowe's story by PC.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
Now, new mods. We talked a lot about modding, but we didn't actually talk about any new mods. Mark, you were quite active in the mod channel in the Discord. What was the stuff from Omnia Vastum that I'm seeing screenshots of here?
Some base building. I don't know really how.
I know.
Lad, go ahead, yeah.
So he reached out to me a fair few months ago. He's very new to modding. He doesn't like, not to sound condescending, he doesn't know how to do it. So the screenshots he's posted there are stuff that I based my criticism on in the past. And he's getting feedback for how it looks. I've already told him how to improve the topology of his models. But essentially what he's doing is that he's making his own version of base building. Dumbgrad, this is the person I told you about a few months ago, and we had a discussion about. And spoke to him last night about, what's his next steps. And that's essentially it. He wants to create his own base building mod. I'm not too sure if it's for a specific server or if it's just something he wants to do for the wider community. But he's been, very interested in it. In the past couple of months, he's been focusing on his job because he's got an important position in his company, which is great. But yeah, that's essentially it. And looking forward to how it comes across. He's just taking his time with it. He's learning everything that goes to.
I say more power to him. This is we're losing some great people like we talked about, but DayZ is still so, hashtag dead game, still so relevant that people are wanting to expand on it, because I totally agree with what he's said there. Basically, I want it to be vanilla base building, but with a tier 3 option with a few modifications, because I loathe the restrictions vanilla has, such as forcing the floors of watchtowers to have that hole in it, so it adds a weak point to vanilla builds.
Yeah. And, that's the thing I like about modding, is that people can have their unique perspective into how vanilla does something, and then they can make additions or changes to it in accordance to that. One person that notably has done that is actually DanceofJesus with his inventory mod in his Bullet Snaps mod. He's taken the idea of what vanilla has, and he's changed it up and he's adjusted it. And I actually am a fan of his inventory mod. Basically, Cam, I'm not too sure if you're aware of it, but the inventory mod that he has reduces the amount of inventory space that every piece of clothing has to make it more realistic. I think it's realistic inventory, I think it's called. And it's more so for like hardcore. So, shirts right now, it's like, 12 spaces inside it, like a normal shirt.
Yeah.
In his mod, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely
Maybe a
nothing.
pocket. You put a pen.
No, literally not even that. There's shit all. So in like bags, they've got reduced sizes because it's like you wouldn't be able to fit a fully fledged RPG and God knows what else inside your backpack. You'd only fit whatever items you'd be able to actually handle. As he's just said, if it doesn't have a pocket, no inventory, which is the best way to go about it.
It's pretty cool.
Kafina. He approached me about this some time ago. He's been doing some really great work with this kind of mod. It looks phenomenal. I believe, I could be wrong. I believe he's had some help with doing a couple of, a few bits and bobs here and there. And stuff like that is compatible with his mod. And he's just absolutely hammering it out. He learned a lot from XDK. And he's learning a lot from EOS. Pardon me. So he's been doing some really, really great work about it. I can't wait to see what he has in store for it and his texture work.
Mark, you seem very excited about this. I'm just reading your comments here. God, I love you. You just, it's almost like you were fucking nerdgasming over what he's working on there, because it's awesome. Just some simple little attachments you can customize. Customization is one of the points that vanilla DayZ really lacks. You're pretty much stuck with, the same guns, you've got a few buttstocks, a couple of weapons have handrails, and a handful of scopes.
Yeah, because a lot of the weapon accessory mods that are out there these days are for modded weapons, and I've heard a lot of them don't work on vanilla weapons, and it's nice to see that he's working on a mod that is for vanilla weapons, as far as I know. That is, if it's just going to be for vanilla weapons, like especially with the popularity of kind of lightly modded servers nowadays, a mod like this will do very, very well.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cam?
Customization is everything.
Yeah.
But it's like, for example, or just like the ability to like want something else. It sometimes can be enough to keep your DayZ adventure going on. Like I'll be looking for, I want a Stanagmag. I need a coupled Stanagmag. Look all day for it. You don't find it. Like gives you something to look at. So it's like when you're talking about adding extra items to make your gun feel more complete. it's gonna drive more gameplay to have a purpose. Anything related to that. What X2K? You mentioned X2K. What crazy, unique, fantastic mod that was. I really loved it. I thought when they updated it the second time, like recently, because I think they canceled it, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so they did cancel it at the end of the project.
I wasn't a huge fan of the last time that they updated it and they changed it to make it, and I know why they did what they did. I feel like they wanted to make it more of like a difficult process to get to the top of the ladder, which totally makes sense because people were getting there, and then it's like, what do they do then? But yeah, I thought that mod, like if you didn't have a buttstock and you shot a gun in that mod, like a rifle, dude, you're just immediately in the ceiling. And I imagine like I said, I'm in California. I don't know much about guns, but I imagine if I'm fucking shooting a rifle without a buttstock, it's gonna be all over the place, And I thought a lot of things that they did there, like as far as customization of weapons and like which I didn't like how extreme it was, but I think there's a good middle ground in between that. Because honestly, when I'm playing DayZ now, if I have a AR, I'm hip firing and I'm hitting you from 50 meters away. It's like I could just spray from the hip, and it doesn't make sense for me to aim down sight unless I'm trying to like get with that clean like surprise shot in most of the time initially. So I think I think mods like that definitely have a place. Like I know Day One did it on their Trinaris server, a different version of the same gameplay mechanics. I don't know what the name was of the mod, and that's S Gunplay. Thank you. Versus the other one was V++ Gunplay.
No. So the main weapon mod that X2K used was a mixture of S Gunplay and S Visual. S Gunplay, you can customize it any kind of way you want in the options of a server that uses it, if it allows you. And it would essentially be the guy's interpretation of the .62 and beyond, like and before, the handling of weapons. It was a really, really good mod, very, very in depth, and some really good things come from that. And it really does kind of like, how would I say, it's what's the fucking thing? It's a learning curve, because even though if you are a pro PvPer, you have to relearn the mechanics because it completely changes how it affects it. And it was a really great mod, and X2K as a whole, it was a really great project, and it is a shame that it had to end. And but as I was saying before, if you make a mistake, you learn from it, and everybody on that team, they learned a lot from it. So it's fucking awesome.
There's something inside going on there, but I thought the mod was phenomenal. I thought whoever was doing it, I was like, these people are on the right path, like as far as searching stuff. I guess it kind of felt a little bit of inspiration from EFT for sure, but I felt like experiencing that within DayZ was much better for what I enjoy.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is EOS, by the way?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So EOS is the Environment Overhaul System. It's a mod that Kafina has been developing for quite some time. He did make a video about it some time ago. Let's see if I can find it.
While you're looking for that, guys, I'm going to have to dip out as well.
No worries, Marks.
Yeah, that's fine.
Appreciate you. Cam, nice meeting you as well.
Pleasure, brother. Pleasure. Have a good rest of your day, okay?
You too. I'll chat to you next week. See you later.
Take care, bud. So I'll post it. There you go, and I will add you. Oh, you've got it in the chat, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of like what AOS is.
With that piercing piano note, Jesus.
Pretty fucking awesome, isn't it?
Pretty wicked.
So he's been developing it on and off for quite some time, and hopefully he'll get that out at some point. But obviously no rush of the lad. Can't wait to see it.
Now the last mod I wanted to show. Let me. Cut that one down. Let me go to the right file for starters.
Shout out to Taggy Tag West DayZ podcast.
Okay, now I need to give me 1 sec. Screen, change windows.
Scared to click the button.
Here we go. Can you guys see this now?
Yeah.
Yep. Little puppy. Is that a dog? Oh my god.
You're looking through the dog. That's awesome.
Yeah.
New update for Dog Z.
He's working on it right now.
Very cool.
Would it? Wait. A person would have to be the dog?
No, you can just switch the point of camera.
Oh, like the dog's giving you insights.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. It'd be cool if every time you switch back, he had to bark. Well, it makes sense. It's like if he's giving you insights and you're getting a different perspective, maybe you move the dog over there and you tell him to stay. And then, like, he barks back, oh, I see somebody. You're not just going to be like, yes, me and my dog are really in tune. Every time I give him treats, he smiles at me. I know that he sees somebody. No, he's going to have to bark. Motherfucker's going to make some noise.
My modder brain just kicked in. I'm not sure if Hunter's watching this, but please make sure there's like a distance that your character has to be within the dog to use this.
I think there would be.
Should be real close. Not too far. I don't know. Then maybe the longer you have the dog, the further you're able to go. The more connected and trained the dog gets.
I only say that because I was joking with someone earlier. I have a lad has it too. A modder's mind. We literally see something, we're all like, how can that be exploited?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. People are going to use it to, scout ahead and all the rest of it. But someone could shoot the dog. But I still think it's pretty cool. It's just great to see. Yeah, great to see someone. Like we talked about, we're losing some great people, but there's still some fucking amazing people around. And we here at the podcast, we're going to do our best to showcase the amazing fucking work that's happening behind the scenes to give people options on how they want to play DayZ.
Well, that's it. More options. It's always the best thing to go around.
And there's always going to be bugs. When they very first added vehicles in, the first time I ever talked to any of the admins, or devs, sorry, was they added trucks in, and we locked the server and we drove them around, and we found out how to go invincible, and be able to interact with the environment through the vehicles. Like, we'd crash them under the ground in a certain way. We found this spot, and there's going to be things that are going to be exploited, and just took time, so you can no longer do that. They fixed it over time. So same thing with the dog, same thing with any mod. It's going to come across maybe points where it can be exploited. It's 69 degrees outside, guys. It can come to times where it's exploited and stuff like that. And you just got to work through those moments.
Can we go back to the weird temperature update?
No.
It's exactly 69 degrees outside.
Okay.
No more, no less. I woke up sick today, guys. During COVID times, that's a little stressful.
You don't. You're absolutely killing it, mate. You don't even appear to be crook at all.
Yeah. Well, fucking right, bro.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
You're a great makeup artist.
This is the Ryan Reynolds look. I'm really going for it. Right in that wave.
Oh yes.
Okay, folks, so we are going to call it quits there. Cam, thank you so much for coming on this week, mate. You're one of my favourite people I know through DayZ. I've known you so fucking long, man. Even though we don't chat a lot, but I know you're one of those guys who's there, and the positivity surrounding you is a thing of beauty, my man.
Appreciate it, bro. Won't allow anything else. You guys shouldn't either.
Hell yeah, man.
We'll spam links to his channels. Are you still streaming right now?
No, I stopped because of the webcam. I wanted to make sure that the webcam was showing up.
Okay.
So I told them to come here.
Okay, so if
you're all good.
If
Don't
you were
worry
still
about that.
streaming, we would have rated you at the end if you want to start up again. And
Don't
we'll
worry
send
about that,
everyone
bro.
over. But
I'm gonna take a shower right now, bro. I feel shitty.
get yourself one of those rat tests, mate.
Oh, I 100% will get tested. I teach kids. I have to get tested.
Yeah.
Yeah. But mate, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure having you on. It's been amazing talking to you, learning about you, and just having a really, really good conversation. I really hope the best for you. And keep on keeping on, brother.
Fuck yeah, bro. I appreciate all the insights. I've never honestly talked to, beyond like messaging the one and just saying thank you for his mods. I've never talked to someone who actually actively mods. So thank you for that, bro. Without that, I wouldn't play the game. I played 2,000 hours. I was like, I'm done.
Can I just
mods
say,
came in, I was like, oh, fucking
you
pop.
know who Daone is. He's another person who's a bit like Jacob Mango. That 95% of the community wouldn't have a clue who Daone is, yet he's up there on the same par as a Jacob Mango for what he does behind the scenes for this amazing game. You know, he's got something that he and I have been chatting about for some time now that I think it's going to blow people's minds when he releases it. A new way to play DayZ, and I'm so fucking excited for it. But I can't say anything more. I want to. I so fucking want to. But
I will say something about the one. I messaged him, said, I can't hear guns when I'm in free cam in this thing. Immediately responded to it, immediately addressed it, and I'm just one random person in the world of people that probably request things. He addressed it immediately, took care of it immediately. Nothing but love for the guy. He sacrificed his time for me as a stranger.
Did he send you a Pepe frog at all in the conversation?
No, he was very serious. But I
really?
communicated with him. Yeah, he's super serious. He don't play no shit.
I can't have a conversation with him without 20 to 50% of it being made up of different Pepe frogs.
Maybe he thought I was from California and he was nervous about that, but I wouldn't give a fuck.
Now, next week, guys, we have a return to a console special. We have got a Twitch streamer who's a console DayZ player, M2 Ruthless, coming on. So we're going to be asking Scale Speeder. I haven't asked him because I'm shit and my motivation was a bit low there, but I'm going to ask Scale Speeder if he'll come on as a guest host next week as well. So we didn't really talk about it much today, but we did touch on it a bit. You know, this 1.16 appears to have done a bit of good stuff for console as well. And I know we can become very PC-centric on the show because most of us are PC players here, but that doesn't mean we don't care about our console brothers and sisters. We do, except for Mark. He's not here to hang shit on them today. But we love talking about consoles, so I'm looking forward to next week's episode. This is, I'll share M2 Ruthless's channel with everyone, so you can check him out if you want to find out a bit about him. But he actually reached out and said he's a huge fan of the podcast, asked if we'd interviewed a console player at DayZ. I'd love to share DayZ from a console player's point of view. I've just recently started streaming. Lax Hawthorne is the one that inspired me to come back along with you on the podcast. I'm not big and haven't been heard of, but I love DayZ and everything it has to offer, and I enjoy your podcast a lot. I thought it would be interesting to have someone on that hasn't been heard of, someone completely new to the whole community, to share their points of interest on DayZ. Please let me know what you think, and I 110% agree.
Awesome.
It's why we don't get a lot of big names on, is because those big guys don't need us as a platform. They probably don't want me as a platform because I hang shit on them all the time. But we're about the up and comers and the people who just fucking love this game. And you don't need to be a big person to get on the podcast, folks. You know, we do a players episode every month. So I'm looking forward to next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Once again, though, mate, I'm a huge fan, Cam. Check out his YouTube channel, folks. I'll have links to him in the VOD of the video as well. You won't regret it, especially my friend Jake. What other video of yours would you recommend that they check out, mate?
Adam's Inferno. The first chapter of Adam's Inferno is Beyond Adam's Inferno and the story, I've made a couple cinematic movies that I feel the life of Ricky Jamison is like I said, sometimes the things that you do the best on don't get the most credit. That project, when I watch it, I cry still. It's fucking phenomenal, and I feel incredible about it. But yeah, anything, to be honest. Click the fucking page. Click the cinematic videos. The other videos that are jokies, I'm not very funny. I can make people cry. I can't make them laugh too good.
You can make people laugh, mate. You've got a good sense of humour.
You do, to be fair. You do. Absolutely.
Very good energy in today's show, mate. You and Archie. What I have to ask, what were you two talking about when I dragged you back into the podcast channel?
We were having Archie was sharing his thoughts on the DayZ community, which he has some very intense thoughts, I will say. And I was telling him a story.
Made lifelong friends with each other because the synergy between you two was quite beautiful to watch.
I was saying something very inappropriate when you guys dragged us down, though. Not inappropriate, like within any get me banned respect, but definitely not something.
You'll have to fill me in after the show, mate.
We were talking a little freaky up there, but okay.
But no, thank you so much, Dumpgra. As always, you're welcome anytime, buddy. It's why we don't ever revoke a guest role for someone on the show because we're the people show, we're the community show. And when former guests who've been on the show, even our viewer guests don't lose their role. People don't abuse it, which is great. We do things a bit differently here on this channel, and we're an open platform for anyone to come on and talk about their views on something I've said, something Ladd has said, something Marx has said, something Archie said, something DanceofJesus said, something Cam has said. We're an open platform. We try to avoid drama. Unfortunately, I seem to always put my foot in it, but yeah. I mean well. I mean well, people.
Intense.
Can I suggest a place we raid?
Yeah.
Can we raid Person Pistachio? I fucking love this guy. It's a Iraq guy playing DayZ, and he's so much fun.
Got a link for him? Never heard of him.
Yeah, sure. I put a little thing on Twitter about him one day.
Person Pistachio. I love pistachios, by the way. They're fucking best nut.
They help with depression.
In Twitch.
They really do? They help with depression?
Yes.
I need to eat fucking more of them.
I have a Costco near me. I'll be back.
Oh, look. Pistachios.
Well, they cost so much
Yeah.
that an article came out that they do that, and immediately by something, Sprouts was like, "Oh, charge this much."
I know, but CamCantRun. Have you ever been to Wairika, California?
Wairika? No. I'm from LA.
Wairika? You never been up north?
I'm
About 40 miles
from
the
LA.
border.
Never been up there in my life.
Oh, I was going to say, that's where I grew up.
Oh, really? Nice. Where are you now?
I'm in Seattle.
Well, shout out to you, brother. I'm a Southern boy.
Well, we will call it quits there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much. We'll go and raid Persian Pistachio at the end of this. Thank you all so much. We will see you next week. Same time, same channel for a console special of DayZ. All the best, everyone. Make sure you sub to Cam. Cam, spam your channel in the chat, mate, just so people can...
Sub to Cam.
Sub to Cam. Follow Cam. Give
Just
Cam
kidding,
all your
guys.
love.
Relax.
But yeah, all the best,
I'm
everyone.
doing it.
Love you, Cam.
We will see you next week. Say bye-bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, guys.
And ciao for now.